You're choosing me?
No, I'm not choosing you.
Oh,
I'm going to
thank
pick my
God.
boy Nathan Fillion.
Oh, my.
Fucking hell, he's pulled it out the back.
As an aged, well, slightly aged
Son of a
Gambit.
bitch.
You know he looks good in a fucking
Thing
trench
is,
coat.
though, yeah, it's a good casting call, but I'm not going to get this on the actual talk. I haven't got notes. I'm freeballing. You know, I'm going to say phenomenal twice.
Well, free ball.
Phenomenal.
well, it's free
Coming
ball.
at you
to
with
do it.
another sick rhyme.
Let
Like
the man
case of
free
green
ball. Let the
dick.
man free ball.
Right.
Go.
The man showed he's got range. He can do action. Right. He can make a lovable character with probably my favourite sci-fi hero ever, Captain Mal from Firefly.
Oh, yeah. I love Malcolm.
Saucy.
You know, oh man, that fucking show. I could just talk about that for days now. Right. The guy's clearly in need of something. He's going around, he's talking to all these people. I don't know if he's signed on to Marvel or whatnot.
He has. He's playing
Has he?
Wonder Man.
Well,
Oh, fuck.
Well, you know, he could be.
He's rumoured to be. He's
He's
playing
rumoured
the
to be
alter
Wonder Man.
ego.
Okay,
Well-
okay, we don't need all this, Jack.
There
Talk.
goes the barrels from under my cart. Pop goes the dingo.
You better start pitching, Jacobeam.
Right. Right. I'm pretty much there. Right. Guy's got physique. Guy shows he can do accents. Again, Mal. That's not his actual voice, is it? The guy can fucking sing. Guy can sing.
he's
Dr.
Canadian.
Horrible's sing-along blog. Captain Hammer as Gambit of the Bayou. That's it. Suck a dick. Eat a shit.
Jack.
Boom.
Jack, is he Canadian? Nathan Fillion.
I don't know.
I
Maybe.
think he is Canadian, and he does put
Maybe.
on the accent really, really
If I
well.
sing, do I get extra points?
Yes.
No.
Stop
Maybe.
there, everyone. Nothing here to see.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay. Well, Jacobeam, you're giving me your pitch, I think. So, brilliant. We're all there. So, it is
That's
time for
one, that's
rebuttals. It is time for fights. You now have a couple of minutes. So,
Okay.
go for it.
Gaspard Ulel's a pussy. You really think he could pull off Gambit? He's a
honest-
tough guy.
To be
He's
honest,
the second hardest member of the X-Men, next to Wolverine. Do you
If
really
it's-
think Gaspard with his delicate cheekbones could
Shots
pull that
fired.
off?
if it's okay, can I take myself out the running because my suggestion
No.
was fucking piss
Nope.
poor?
No.
Your suggestion was piss poor.
It
Only on
was, it was
account of the
awful.
fact that Dominic
can just- you
Cooper
can
is already
forego.
in the MCU as Howard Stark.
Oh my god, no, he fucking is. I knew that. Why did I
Yeah,
even
but he can
suggest
still
it?
be in another universe. They use Howard Stark every like
fuck.
5 years.
No, my suggestion.
Well,
is
Alisdair's
null and
clearly
void.
stepped on his
Null
own
and
mind.
void.
Plus-
I like Nathan Fillion, but your guy, I'm ashamed to say, is a cinephile. I don't know the guy.
He's an incredibly
Really-
handsome
Okay, well,
man.
He's
Alistair,
very
I'll
handsome.
allow something here, all right? If you
He'll
do
just
you
be-
really not
he'll
want
be
your choice?
pouting and
Do you
screaming
really not
shit.
want to not
whole
defend it?
You know what? I don't think
Pussy.
I can defend my choice.
Right, if you
with the
don't
rest
want
of
to defend it, what
okay,
you
no,
can
here's my
do-
defense. He plays a Texan in an already DC-owned TV series,
Okay,
and he
you said
already
that.
plays Howard Stark in a Marvel series.
Texas
So
and
he's
New
good,
Orleans
I
haven't got
guess.
similar accents. They're different accents.
Don't
Oh,
mess with
come
sex.
on,
Okay,
man.
but
Totally
we're talking
different
about
accents.
southern accents. I mean, there are variations, but they can be similar in some aspects.
Yeah,
Louisiana
thank
and
you.
Texas not alike.
Louisiana.
Sorry, bro.
Also,
True,
in
but-
Louisiana, just about a mile
Gambit
from
is
it's
Cajun.
okay.
He's French. He has
up.
heavy
I
French
know,
influences. So
Uh-huh.
to get
Sorry.
someone who understands the language and who, by the way, Jack is not a pussy, is a brilliant actor and can play lots
She's
of
fucking got you there,
various
man.
roles.
Do you really think he could take Captain Mal with his delicate cheekbones and his little his glass jawline?
Oh my god, he's hench.
The boy just pouts.
He's hench. You haven't even seen any of his films.
I have.
Liar.
Paddy, is it okay if I subtract
No.
my
Here's
suggestion
what, hold on,
in
hold on.
support of another
well,
person?
before you interrupted me and went defending again, what I was
Oh,
going
sorry,
to say
sorry.
was
Sorry,
that
sorry.
here's something you can do. I will allow you to
Oh,
place a
yes.
bet on this round if you like. Wherein you can choose someone's side, someone's choice here to come behind, and if they win,
Don't come behind
then
me.
Back to the
if
walls,
they
boy.
win, then you can gain a point as well.
I don't want to gain a point.
Why won't you
I'm
just
here for
fucking
the
throw
honesty.
on points away?
I
You're such a
think
point
okay,
whore.
right. Here's
no,
my pitch.
I think
I
we
think
do need more rules in
You
the
fucking
freeway.
pitching again.
I think Nat's suggestion is better, but if in all the likelihood of casting opportunities, Jack's is probably more likely to actually happen. But I would love to see Nat's suggestion, and I'm sorry to say that's just the way the world works. Cookie crumbles.
Boys should be selling perfume, not fighting with the X-Men.
Nathan Fillion's going to be in the new Guardians film.
It
so
doesn't matter. It's
That's-
a dream
Actually,
casting.
no, that's a good shout.
He's going to be in the
Is.
new Guardians.
So it's gonna
He
be
is, isn't
Nat.
it?
It's gonna
He's
be Nat.
too old to play fucking Gambit alongside
Why?
the current cast of X-Men that they have.
Why Gambit?
Could
Gambit's normally around 35 in most X-Men talents.
How
He
old?
can play 35. He's 40s-ish.
Couldn't Gambit be
Gaspard,
played?
31.
Sorry.
Gaspard looks about 10.
He has a his
He's
face
got a
gives
I
pretty
you a
don't
good
vibe.
care.
beard for a 10-year-old.
I don't care. The
To be
French
honest,
shouldn't
though,
be in
you've got to
films.
admit, okay, I'm gonna ask you. It's sort of just to stir shit
Devil's
up.
advocate.
A devil's advocate, yeah. Do you not think that it would be a good sort of casting choice to play someone who's a bit of a washed-up sort of gambler, booze hound, sort of saloon kind of guy who goes around and he's got the fucking know-how. I mean, this guy has been doing this shit, winning the fucking tables and the pots for years and years and years. It's believable they would cast an older actor, and to be honest, I don't know. You said that he was already getting cast in something. The New Guardians film, was it?
Yeah, Nathan
Yes.
Fillion.
Well, I mean, that completely and utterly takes you out the running, I'm afraid, Jack.
It's a
as far as-
fantasy casting.
It's a fantasy casting. Is that what we're getting pointed on here, Paddy?
Yeah,
Fantasy
whoever's
casting.
whoever's
To a
pitch is
degree, you're
better.
getting all right. What the points come to is creativity, facts, and passion.
Okay, I think Nat has done the fucking
I
research
have-
here.
I'm sorry,
She's done the
I-
research.
Right, listen,
won on
you don't have
every
to judge. I just want you to argue. So
I've
come
won
on.
on every
Yeah,
aspect
I
of
don't
it.
know why I
Gaspard,
take
you
your
can
role.
argue as well.
I'm sorry about that.
Gaspard is obviously a more creative choice because he's not as well known as Nathan Fillion, and this could
Yeah.
boost Gaspard to unbelievable levels in American theatre that Nathan Fillion's already
But
reached.
is that what Hollywood's all about? Or would they like to entice somebody who's already got a bit of a Hollywood attachment to them?
Film guys, you film buffs, you can battle the film stuff for me. Good.
I know you're leaving your defense to him now.
I know.
Yeah, no,
I'm liking this.
No,
Go
but
on.
to be
Hey,
honest,
Fucking
Alisdair,
OJ and Rob
Alisdair, do you
Kardashian.
want to be Robert Kardashian? Fight for me. Go for it.
if you want me to
You
fight
can't
for you,
ju-
I'm gonna
No,
fucking
you
undermine you
can't
because
just
I think
tag
Nat.
someone in.
I'm hiring
I think Nat
Robert.
has the better point all round. I think she's done the better casting.
Chewbacca
She's
defense,
done.
Robert.
She's done all the
Okay,
fucking
well-
research. She's managed to get.
Well,
This guy.
Jack and Nat then final rebuttals. Final
Do you want to go
word.
first, babe? Before I tear your shit apart.
You couldn't handle that shit.
Into the mic, sunshine.
I personally still think that Gaspard would be the best choice. He's been a fan favourite for many, many years since the Gambit films first announced. And the commitment and just his acting prowess on a whole, which Jack can't comment on because he hasn't seen anything he's ever been in, ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you go watch some of his films, like he played Yves Saint Laurent in the biopic that
Oh,
they
did he?
of him. Yeah.
Oh, good.
And it was
Right.
brilliant. But
I'm ready to spit some bars.
Wait for your moment.
Okay, Jack. Final rebuttal.
choose Gaspard, choose life.
I agree with that.
Gaspard's been a fan favourite on Tumblr for years. Not a fan favourite around Hollywood for years. So let's start with that. Fan casting doesn't really count. Plus, these fans, half of these people on here, they're like, ooh, doesn't he look pretty for it? He's a booze hound. He's a roughneck. He's washed up. When he joins the X-Men, it's his redemption. That's what his storyline follows in the comics, and that's what I want to see. I'm pretty sure that's what the actual fans want to see. I don't want to see a pretty boy in this washed up, fucking Louisiana Bayou, fucking card tossing, cane flipping, whiskey drinking, ass kicking motherfucker. Boom.
Okay, end of round. End of round. Bunny Rabbit, you had a moment there in the end. I quite liked that. That was interesting.
Nice one.
Okay, well, I tallied it all up in my head skis. And I have an answer. So, okay. Alisdair, I think you dropped out at the end there, but you
Nick
helped
Cooper,
me.
what was I thinking?
But you asked some questions that I did want to ask, so well done, sir. Good
I'm
man.
sorry I robbed you
No,
of the
no.
opportunity.
I mean, I
Very
just meant
gracious
that
of
because like it was left to them to get the points. I wanted to hear exactly what like they were actually going to try and pitch to me. But okay, so Nat, great choice. Not someone I would have thought of.
It's a
He
good
looks
choice,
the
very
part.
good choice.
He's got the acting chops, the French accent. You go all that shit. At first, I was a bit skeptical on Nathan Fillion. I
Why?
personally, because I just don't think with the black band and the long hair, I think he's a bit too old for it. He'd play it like a slapstick role or something. But
No,
that
he
being
would
said,
not.
That being said, you pulled some stuff out of your ass there. You did well. You did kind of just think, hey, this
Release the
Alistair's helping me
nuclear
out here.
weapons.
I'll
Didn't
stand
actually
back.
come with
But hey, you're not fucking letting me
Paddy,
finish now.
Don't cry,
what,
baby,
what,
no.
what?
Can I just say, as far as like the character of Gambit goes, what you would imagine as being sort of this booze-hardened character, you need this idea of levity, and I think Nathan Fillion's performance in Mal is very good. I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is that even though
Don't
that
get
was
excited, man.
Even though that was my opening notion of your version of Gambit with Nathan Fillion, you brought some stuff. You brought the Mal chops, pulled some stuff out of your ass. And that final bit there, it clinched you well. You did well. The Louisiana stuff, you just tearing up about good-looking boys and all that shit. You know, we know you're not a touchy priest. We know that for sure. But
in the cartoons,
the point undoubtedly has to go to Nat. Absolutely, because
What?
I'm sorry, Nat
know
actually pitched something real. Yours kept
Yeah, no,
changing.
that was legit.
Yours kept changing to just whatever you fucking thought every second. And then at the end, you weren't even
That's my
protecting your
style.
choice. At the end, you weren't even protecting your choice. You were just saying, fuck good looking lads and fuck this guy in France and
bit of a
Louisiana.
dice,
I want a Louisiana drunkard. And that's fine, but Nat.
Is that me? Is that me?
I think.
Shit, dude.
But Nat brought it, so well done. Second point to Nat.
Well done.
It's real fucking hot in here.
That makes it 2-1-0. That is
Cross
so-
swords and you won.
Can we open
Fair
up a
play.
window, Jack, or will it
Let's
fuck up the
open up
sound?
a window of
Will it?
conversation.
Never mind then.
There's
Oh.
roadworks going on
Window of
outside.
opportunity.
Everyone get your
There's roadworks
PJs on
going
like me.
outside.
We can do this for props. Right,
I'll
okay,
get one
so
nipple out.
let's go to our third and final round of Pitch Bitch. Are you ready, gang?
A bitch is a bitch. Bitch.
Okay, so here is your
We're
final
not editing
pitch.
that out.
Pitch to me what 3 songs you would love to see on the Guardians of the Galaxy
This is
Volume
the only bit
2
my notes are on.
soundtrack and the context in which they would be used. So I don't want you to just say, oh, Pina Colada song. You have to say, oh, Pina Colada song when he's getting his, thingy back, because that has a reason, that kind of shit anyway. Just give me anything random if you need to, but just a context for which it could be used.
Sweet.
Right, we're going to open this round then. Jack, you haven't opened a round yet. Would you like to begin?
This is the only round I made notes on.
Okay, no, he didn't. We didn't
This is
run
the
anything.
only round I made notes on. What do we get to pick? 3 songs each, or do we get to pick a song each?
3 songs each.
Yes! There we go.
All right,
And you gotta
give it to
sing 'em.
me. Give it to me, Jack.
Right, first one. I want a scene where basically Peter Quill's been stranded from the rest of the team. We know that Yondu's returning, right?
Uh-huh.
Yondu, Peter Quill in Peter's ship. What's it called again? The fucking...
The Milano.
The Milano, after
Uh-huh.
Alyssa Milano.
Is that who it's named after?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called... It's called...
Fantastic.
Because he had a crush on her as a kid. Right, him and Yondu sitting next to each other, bit of an uneasy alliance after what happened in the last film. And he puts on also Mix 2 and Riders on the Storm by the Doors is playing.
Oh, interesting.
And the two of them are sort of like glancing at each other, bit of uneasy, travelling through empty space, knocking around. It's just a creepy moment where you don't really know which way it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know whether or not I want it to end in a bit of a battle, a bit, words exchanged or whatever, but I just think the actual scenery of a ship going alone through space and Riders on the Storm
Interesting.
playing with the
Good.
sound of the rain would be phenomenal.
Okay, brilliant. Second song.
Second song, right, I've got a few here. I wanted to put, for a funny moment, a sort of similar opening to the original Guardians, but with the full team kicking ass, to Lowrider by War.
Nice. Okay.
And yeah, basically clopping along, kicking ass, taking names, don't care what they're kicking, but they're just up to some mischievous shit. Maybe it's a chase and escape with all the teams together and they're all having fun. Lowriders on and they're having a great time.
Nice. Me likey.
And my last one is for more. I got a few that I really wanted for this. I've got the context, but a few songs for it.
Well, you're gonna have to pick one song.
I'm gonna mull them over for a second. If you want to add some filler in, do a cutaway gag.
Do a cutaway gag.
Willem Dafoe is still the son of Jack
I'm sure
Robson.
Family Guy has a cutaway
Yeah.
gag where someone's just gone do a cutaway gag and then it's just cut to something ridiculous.
Yeah, probably.
Brecht,
I think they
you
kind of do
must
that
have
every
wept
episode
at
now.
that episode.
But anyhow, Jackie,
Right.
come on. You have to pick
Okay,
one
I'm gonna
song
go with
for
this
the
one because it
context of the
also
scene.
strengthens the fact that my greatest moment in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was when David Bowie's
Moon Age Daydream.
Mhm.
Moon Age Daydream played.
Okay.
And they're travelling to nowhere, and it's that moment when they first get together, and it's a proper
So what's your
everything's
third
just
song?
shaped up. The last song is another Bowie song. It's called Space Oddity,
Okay.
and it's some more of a third act. Everything's getting shit. How are we gonna surpass this? Everyone's stranded.
We need some ground control from
Yeah,
Major
yeah.
Tom.
But
yeah.
I didn't actually want Peter Quill to listen to it. I wanted the rest of the team to listen to it. He's where I don't know who the villain's gonna be. He's off getting
it's the lady. What's her name?
He's off getting his dick wet with her, and everyone's like, puts it on, and they're trying to get geared up, but that's on, and they're like... yeah. So, there we go.
Interesting. Right, well, Alisdair, it goes to you, sir.
Right. To be honest, I don't remember the film that well. I'm sorry to say. I really am. I was not that truly impressed with it. I like the soundtrack, and as far as considering the soundtrack is concerned, the only thing that I could really think of when I was making my lists is that I've got to admit it's an incredible fucking bit where they're coming into a I'm an alligator, I'm a mama baba. It's just great. It's fucking good, and I'd love to hear Bowie in any soundtrack. So basically, what I did was I tried to sort of think about that and emulate other sort of cosmic themed songs. So what I've got is
Cosmic Dancer by T-Rex.
No, it's pretty close though.
That was one of my suggestions.
Mambo's Son by T-Rex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
so we don't have to sing it. Okay. That and then Cosmic Wheels by Donovan. Do you know that one?
Shit,
When I'm
Donovan
rolling down the highway.
A friend of mine met Donovan. Apparently,
No
he's
way.
medicated to fuck now.
I'm
It's
not
quite
surprised.
sad.
Not surprised at all,
Polio
man.
took his hip
No,
out,
apparently he
didn't
keeps saying he wrote loads of Beatles songs and making outrageous claims.
You
and
have
shit.
no idea. Maybe he did.
No, he didn't.
Well, he had a lot of albums. Okay.
He also went crazy.
Right, and it's a toss-up. Okay, to be honest, the last song I would have thought of, I really enjoy this song, and I think it is incredibly cinematic, and it's been used in a film before, that film being Children of Men, Court of the Crimson King. And this is these are all variations on the idea of someone coming into dock in a spaceport, so I guess that none of these ideas are going to be actually be able to get used. Yeah, not viable. But my last one is just because that was one of the few things that I really, really fucking loved from Guardians of the Galaxy is that Bowie theme doing a Moon Age Daydream. So I thought I'd go for another Bowie song, maybe one that isn't so obvious and doesn't have space themes, but one that would look really good on film is It Ain't Easy. On Izzy Rider. What the fuck was I about to say? Ziggy Stardust.
Ziggy Stardust.
Ziggy
Yeah.
Stardust.
I
don't know. I like the idea of them going into a space battle and it'd be like, it ain't easy.
Yeah.
It would be really good. So I've got 4 there, but I think the It Ain't Easy one is just
a strong front runner.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna sack off King Crimson for that. Cosmic Wheels, It Ain't Easy, and Mambo's Son.
Okay, I can dig. Right, Nat, take it away.
So I've gone with what seems to be the overwhelming theme in this room of David Bowie.
Oh shit, we all got Bowie.
Everyone loves Bowie here.
We all love the Bowski.
Yeah, no, it's gotta be
It- 'cause
really.
Starman pretty much
Some
perfectly
NSYNC as well.
encapsulates the character of Peter Quill. Just everything about that
quite
song.
true, actually, yeah.
I'm just imagining it like it's the opening scene and like it's showing all like the Guardians doing missions like while we haven't been with them, and it's all in slow-mo, but it's just Peter Quill fucking up over and over and over again in the most ridiculous ways. Like he's falling over
good.
while trying to catch things in the air.
Chris
and, like,
Pratt could play that.
Oh my god,
well.
Chris Pratt can do
He
like the
henched
most,
up
like,
for that film as well. Did you see him in Parks and Rec?
of like Groot like dragging him away by one leg while he's trying to fight some guy up and trying to like pick up birds and like while stuff's blowing up behind him and Starman's just
I
there.
like it.
Also, ABBA, Winner Takes It All.
That's good. That is good.
I
That's
hate ABBA.
very
It's a
good.
diamond in the rough right
Right.
there.
That
I
is
hate
so
ABBA.
This was my thinking. End of the second act, Star-Lord and Gamora split up with sneaking back to Nebula to pretending she's on like their side. And it's just Peter Quill sitting in Milano on his own. Winner Takes It All on his tape, and it's just him sitting there hysterically crying.
Nice.
Just
Proper
like,
ugly cries.
yeah,
Snot
proper,
bubble and
it's
everything.
proper just gross, and the rest of the team, like if the camera pans out and the rest of the team are just standing behind him, like
That's good.
what the
That's
fuck are we
fucking
meant to
good.
do now?
Just
No?
Groot,
And then-
just like.
My last choice is.
What else did he say?
Hey, shut
You
your
always
mouth.
interrupt Nat specifically, Jack. Is it just
Hold
because you
on.
date her?
Yeah, it's just 'cause yeah.
It's because I hate her.
My last choice is Satellite of Love by Lou Reed.
Yes.
Ooh,
Fucking yes.
Okay.
It's.
No, that's
You're
great.
helping.
So it's the very end, like of the
Get more
film,
competitive.
and
Shut the fuck up, Jack.
I've got like Satellite of Love, so it mirrors the ABBA scene in a way. Like you've got Gamora and Star-Lord, they've made up, they're kissing, it's all nice nebula and they're all silhouetted, and again the camera pans out and the rest of the team are just sat there eating popcorn watching them.
Yeah.
And Rocket's all like, don't they need to come up for like air, and then the film just ends with a I am Groot, and that's it.
That's
Okay.
That's fucking good.
Interesting.
I have like 6 other songs
Can
here.
I do a thing that's probably going to become a theme if I'm on the show of just retracting all of the options.
Paddy.
and just giving
Retraction!
all
I
the-
want to hear
I'm
all my
so
other
bad.
songs.
Okay, go on. What were all your others?
I've got
No, you
Dreamweaver,
Ooh, nice.
Ballroom Blitz, Why Can't We Be Friends.
Nah, I love that
fucking-
track.
I've got lists and lists and lists of songs.
Well,
and
you
I was
still
like,
picked
"This
a
should
very
be
good
it."
fucking 3, I'll give you that. Alright, so it is time for us all to fight. So, who's jumping in first?
I'll
I
jump in first
personally-
because I've got the weakest fucking arguments. Mambo Son is the only one I want to fight for because I just think it would be cool to see them going through space with a Mambo Son going
It would
about.
be pretty cool.
The rest of them, I don't even give a shit about. I'm
Why
sorry.
are you picking up your notes like it's got something on it?
It does not. It's toilet roll.
It's
Robson.
it's the titles
But yeah,
of
if-
5 songs.
If you,
and
if,
2
if I can do
superheroes.
the same again, I just want to secede my
forgot what I
vote
wrote them
to
for.
everything that Nat said because I didn't have any context or anything, and she's listed out all the
Right.
scenes and how it would do well. And
Stop
Starman
putting
is a good
yourself
show.
down.
I know, man.
No, I'm not putting myself down. I'm putting Nat up because she had fucking great.
Yeah, but
stats.
you're supposed to lie if you're like wrong or something.
I don't believe in sports. I believe in honesty. Honesty.
Well, I'm sorry, you a bitch.
I am a bitch.
And you ain't doing well in the playoffs. When
Alright,
you return.
Jacobeam, then give it to me, baby. Sell me that hardcore shit.
Right,
Sorry, it's hot.
right. The song Lowrider by War, as everyone knows, when that comes on, people have just
That's a good show.
feel fucking great. When that cowbell
Yeah.
kicks in,
Oh,
you know, it's just like, yeah, boy, it's kicking off. The team, I want to see them. The best thing about them is the buddies, even though they fucking hate each other. It's the best thing about this Guardians team. I personally think ABBA are fucking terrible.
But it's
The thing is,
befitting of the
I
aesthetic, isn't it?
picked it because it was kind of fitting in with
I
the
think
theme
ABBA
of
It's
rock.
like
really cheesy songs.
yeah,
Thank
no, it's
you, Paddy.
cheesily ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of. I like that.
I personally don't want them to lean on a Gamora and Star-Lord love story too heavily
I
either.
don't think I never said that
Really?
they will. I just
No,
said it'd be
I
in
really
there.
don't want them
I
to.
just think they're the
Star-Lord
songs that-
goes out and he fucks all sorts of mad coloured women.
All sorts of space TIs.
Space TIs. He's like Captain Kirk in that sense. He just bangs green chicks and yellow
He is-
chicks
He is
and
like Captain
orange chicks and whatever colour, whatever
Okay, so-
nebula coloured and
Give me,
blue. Yeah, she's
Give
blue.
me either some attacks on them or some protection for Riders on the Storm, and the other one then.
Riders on the Storm. I don't think anyone can doubt how cinematic that song is.
Yeah.
If you ever put that on,
Mm.
you imagine a scene in your head every time, and it's a
Well,
different scene.
the Hitcher,
Yeah.
the film from like the 70s, was just made for that song. Have you ever seen it? The
Yeah,
Hitcher?
yeah,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
original.
Think about that.
It's a very.
I haven't
cinematic
seen
song,
it, but
it's
think
very-
about it.
Yeah,
Right?
I do.
Also, the Hitcher in the Mighty Boosh. Puts it
Yeah,
on.
they
Tell
have
me
that
it,
song
Char. Let
on.
me put you in the picture.
Yeah, first time he's in like the show. Actually, like that song comes on the radio. and,
Does
like,
it?
It's Howard and the Hitcher sat in the car, and it's just dead tense and
Nice.
awkward.
Very good choice.
Brilliant.
Is that the
Well-
remake with Sean Bean? No.
Yeah, the remake of the Hitcher was with Sean Bean.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So, Jack.
I
Right.
think I think
What you want?
I think Alisdair's songs rely too heavily on the fact that it's in space.
Yeah.
No.
Also,
I agree
like,
with that.
not much context.
No.
Also,
no.
yours didn't really capture the campy, stupid vibe.
Lowrider by War.
It's too awesome.
Stop
it really
just
is.
doing cowbell.
To be honest, like one of the best things about the soundtrack is that it's so
Oh
ironic to
my.
the possession, like to the position that the characters are in. Lowrider is
All right,
too.
Stephen King.
It's too awesome. What?
Fuck off back to main.
Your main line, lad. Okay, no, but I
Right.
think
After that,
fucking Riders in the Storm and Lowrider are great songs for any film, but specifically
Space Oddity
they
as well, my third song.
I know,
haven't
but
had a
that's
chance to defend that.
so cliched. It's fucking embarrassing, man.
You need,
Yeah,
to,
it
you need to
is.
suck a dick.
So
I wish if there was one to have in this
Jack.
room full of 3 men, I probably would.
They never put Space Odyssey in the first film, and they must have done it for a reason. That it's
But
far
Starman's
too
a
cliche.
good shout.
Starman's
so, I'm
well
sorry,
more
yeah.
obvious.
No, it's not Space Oddity, the song that made him fucking famous.
I know.
The
Yeah,
one,
but
the
enough
one
to-
that your
Twice.
Canadian guy sang in
Twice.
space. No, Starman is less obvious.
Well, what about the
fucking
scene of
Starman
Starman
is a
fucking up?
Starman.
Let me actually defend the fucking context of it as well. Jumping down my throat.
Go on then, dickhole.
I think we've broke our judge. Should we take over now?
Get him in the back.
Yeah.
No, fuck off. Come on, pitch me Space
Right.
Odyssey.
Storm the
come on.
Bastille.
Yeah. Right, Space Oddity. I forgot what I fucking said
isn't it
now.
What was the
That's
context? Everyone
I've been
shut the
called
fuck up, right?
dickhole
What was the
and
context of
piss
Space
lips.
Odyssey? Give it to me.
The context of Space Oddity. Oh, I forgot. Peter Quill's off getting fucked in the ass somewhere, right?
Right.
And the rest of the team are like, let's get pumped for battle because we need to go rescue fucking Peter Quill. They put that on and it just doesn't fucking work. And they're just there
That's good.
looking at each other like, what the fuck? He does this and they just don't fucking I want to see the aliens trying to do the tape machine and fucking
That's
up
good.
at
No,
a
that is
crucial
good.
moment because that's the type of comedy that suits this kind of film.
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So wait,
uh-huh.
the aliens
aliens.
accidentally turn on Space Odyssey?
I
No,
think
yeah,
he
they're
means,
trying
like,
to get pumped for
Gamora
battle
and,
by
like,
putting it on,
Drax
and
and-
they're
Oh.
like, they don't get why.
I
why
don't
it's not a
think-
good
Right.
start, why it's
Okay.
not-
Okay.
I
I
don't
get you.
think Rocket, the hyper-intelligent raccoon from Earth, would not know how to use
Well,
tape
it's just
machine.
Drax and Groot then.
Fine. I agree with
Okay. Anything you want to add, Nat?
You haven't really defended yourself yet.
I just thought that my songs overall, my context was better. I actually had actual scenes to these things, so I know how much of a stickler Paddy is for rules. Yeah, I just think my songs are all era appropriate.
We all got era appropriate, which is a good point.
Okay, no, that's one thing I got
yeah.
right.
And,
at least.
yeah.
Space in the 70s.
I don't even know. They're just really good songs, and I'd really just love to see all these scenes play out like this in the film.
All right. Well, it's just between you guys, really. So I mean, I get.
Also,
Well,
ABBA do not suck. ABBA,
ABBA
are
do
Oh,
amazing.
suck.
suck balls.
Fuck
Jack.
off back to
ABBA are great.
Eurovision in the fucking 80s, you weirdly dressed Swedes.
Well, you'll be saying Bucks Fizz were awful next.
Bucks Fizz were fucking awful. I bet you like Shawaddy Waddy and Brotherhood of Man and all. You can't do them, though. Actually, we can.
Yeah, no, I
He's
brought
dead,
a
fuck
fucking
him.
Jimmy Savile impression to the table here.
Oh no.
Oh.
We need to stay. You know
You know
how I
what,
say
though?
this show
Gary
should be
Glitter was still
uncensored?
the
Let's
leader
leave
of
him
the
out. Jimmy Savile will have that as our one thing we don't talk about. Well, fuck it.
No,
we can
fuck
talk
him.
about him.
Fuck him.
What was your first one?
The first one. Low Rider by War, Riders on the Storm, and Space Oddity.
Uh-huh.
So
the
low
scenes.
riders on the
Alright, Jack,
storm.
Jack,
in
I need-
space
I
on
need
an
one of-
And
Odyssey.
Solo Riders on
Jack,
the
I
Storm.
need one of your classic knockouts, and I need it now, man. Give me something.
On what?
On fucking
She
air.
hasn't defended herself properly yet. I haven't
She
built
has.
defen-
She's defended her
I have-
context,
She hasn't
defended
built
her
no walls for me
choices.
to tear down. She knows my weakness.
So
Fucking
you want
the
to
Horn
invent
of
a straw
Jericho
man
over
for you to
here.
kill?
Yeah, pretty much. You want me to set myself up for a
Go for
knockout?
it.
No.
Go for it so we can
No.
go on a rant. Go. I
No.
dare ya. Double dare you, bitch.
Nat, what do you think?
I think Jack's being ridiculous.
Does
All right, well, I'll tell you what.
Marcellus
You've
Wallace
defended yours.
like a
Kill
bitch?
his.
Kill
Tell
him.
me why. Riders on the
Twist the
Storm.
knife.
Shut the fuck up, everyone. Tell me why Riders on the Storm, Space Oddity, and Low Rider are not as good as your choices. Tell me
Space
why.
Odysseys too way too cliche. It's the most obvious David Bowie space-related song that anyone's gonna go for, no matter what you say about Starman. It definitely is.
Yep.
Fucking Low
Don't
Rider,
fucking
like
hyper.
yeah, okay, it's a good song, but
It's a tune. It's an absolute
the
tune.
context that you're describing, you didn't really describe it very well, and I don't think that scene as a whole would work.
Mm-hmm.
And Riding the Storm, like, alright, you did that one pretty well. That's the one I'd actually like to see because Yondu and Quill. But fucking
But fucking.
That was fucking hilarious.
I always do it. It's like my thing.
Your thing is butt fucking.
Nuts, but fucking.
Why do I say these things?
Oh my god.
All right, now come on, your final words for this round.
I think I deserve to win because I did note and Jack wrote some titles on the fucking toilet roll tube.
It doesn't matter. It's the passion and creativity. It's the passion.
I had
Something
Here we go,
yours
too.
clearly wasn't missing. Miss, I write within the margin. Miss, I read on the lines. All right, darling. Right, I'm going to take you back to a time called the 70s.
Oh God, no.
When they didn't have margin.
1970s, when we didn't
When they
have
didn't
margins.
write within the lines.
No, I'm not taking you to the 70s. The thing is, right, I'm
Apparently
putting up
not.
this wall of mine are just better songs.
better songs, but not in the better context and not better fitting
Just
to
because
the film.
just because you consider them better songs.
I forgot what yours were, by the way.
Doesn't
When
mean-
it takes it all. When it takes it all, Starman.
And Satellite of Love.
Satellite of Love. Right, you
Satellite
know I've
of
got a
Love is
sweet
probably
spot
the
for
best
Lou
shout in
Reid.
there, I think.
But Satellite. Oh fuck no. I'd use the Tribe Called Quest version. It's a beast.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Ooh.
Good choice.
But you couldn't. It's not even appropriate.
Um,
I just don't want to hear ABBA. All right, because it's offensive to my ears.
Paddy, make a verdict. This shit's gone on.
All right, well, here's the deal, right, Jack? Yeah, I mean, I need one more thing. I need to ask Jack one more thing,
I
right?
ain't giving no
The
handy
context
J's.
of your songs, can you just defend the context for me one last time?
Of which ones? Which
Of
one?
your fucking songs?
Go on. Which one first? You pick.
Riders on the Storm. Tell me more about
Riders on
this
the Storm.
forest the fucking Yondu and
Yondu.
and Peter Quill are walking into together before they get butt raped. What's going on here?
They think the rest of the team has been captured by the villain, which they haven't. They've just been fucking red herringed, right? And they're walking into an ambush. The two of them are going through dark space, thinking that they need to get the rest of the team back, and they've got the element of surprise. He puts the thing on, thinking, fuck it, let's just get a tune on. Try and, like, lighten the mood. Riders on the Storm comes on. They're in the middle of completely abandoned space, knotting around. The two of them sitting next to each other in the Milano, quite closely seated. Distrust, already an uneasy alliance because of what happened in the other film, and the tension builds with the song.
Okay, Lowrider is like the opening when they're in battle, right?
Opening, catching up what they've been in the last ones.
Okay.
Might not even be in battle, just chilling. A few flashbacks to some battles, some awesome shit they've done
Right.
between the films.
And
Stealing the guy's leg again.
And
his
Space
eye.
Oddity. Space Oddity is about the aliens going into battle, thinking
Groot
it's a
and
good
Drax are
song.
like, let's get hyped for this battle.
Yeah, they put it on and they
can't
don't get
work
it.
it. And they managed to get this on, and they're not getting hyped. They're just sort of, Space Odysseys's not right
Okay.
for that mood.
Right, I
It's a
can
sort
dig.
of joke on the fact that they don't really get it.
Okay, Nat, the context of these songs one last time.
Starman had be me opening scene where you get a rundown of what they've been up to since we've been away, and it just be Peter Quill consistently fucking up all the missions because he overshoots himself on everything he ever does. When it takes it all, you've got Quill and Gamora have broke up because Gamora has gone off on a secret mission, and it's just Quill crying hysterically while everyone else watches him.
Right.
And Satellite of Love would be the very end scene of the film, and Gamora and Quill get back together. They have a big romantic kiss. Don't even. I can see her prepping to say words.
You just
Right,
leave it to
yo,
her. She
boy.
got it. Come on.
And
Go on.
it pulls back to the rest of the Guardians again, watching them. Rocket makes some snarky comments, and the film ends with "I am Groot"
Mm-hmm.
and Satellite, and it
And
ends
then-
in the bam,
And then
bam,
when it
bam,
takes
bam,
all
bam.
is Peter crying.
Yeah, Peter hysterical, thinking Gamora's broke up with him and left him for good.
Okay, right. I think I've got this all together now. I've made my decision. And it was a tough one. I'll tell you this much. So,
It's me, isn't it?
all tallied, all tallied together. Great choices. I gotta say all around. Like, I mean, yeah, there may not have been much context, but you still gave some great space tunes. No doubt, good man.
Got the space
Right.
tunes
So Nat,
Space
the context was pretty dead on. Jack, your context was surprisingly pretty dead on as well. What? Do you need to go to the toilet or something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so is the verdict then, right?
I'll wait till this.
You both gave it to me on the context, but there was one thing I was thinking when Nat began her pitch that none of yous brought up, and it's a point that is very valid, that Starman made an appearance in The Martian recently for a pretty much same sequence as to what she's pitching for.
I haven't
the
seen
sequel.
The Martian.
No, that's
That's
a
fine.
really fucking
That's
good
fine.
shout.
That's
a
fine.
good
But
shout.
I
in the
know.
movie,
Oh.
Matt Damon is going through some fuck ups. I'm going through fixing up his place on Mars, and in the background, Starman is playing whilst everyone's trying to help him complete his mission.
Oh my god,
So
that's a
I
good
have to
shout.
discount that and say that unfortunately, his choices, regardless of the fact
Agents
they were on
of
Twitter,
Chaos!
and the way he pitched them, and his ferocity, his creativity, and his passion,
I didn't even know that
Jack
was
gets
a
the
thing.
point. That's a win for Jack. Well done, sir. Toilet
shocked
paper
I
man
didn't
wins.
remember
I
that.
didn't even know that was a thing.
I know it is. It's a good scene.
It's
as
a
well.
good fucking soundtrack as well to that film.
Very good
I
Really
have
soundtrack.
so many
soundtrack.
other contexts and
That's,
scenarios
I
for you.
apologize
I
that, but
was
you
al-
brought it, man. You
I was
brought
also
it
thinking,
big
like,
time.
You could have Peter Quill meets a female villain and he sees him, then Dreamweaver starts playing while she's like,
Dreamweaver.
while she's
My
snapping
dad
them on the
suggested that
battlefield.
today when I showed him the questions. He said,
Awesome that your dad has that kind of knowledge. I like that. Is he a big
no
Marvel
way.
DC fan kind of thing?
Yeah, more DC, I think.
Really?
Than
Oh,
Marvel.
We should get him on the
It's
show
big,
if
you
he'd like,
Fucking love it.
if he'd be okay in this environment of booze and Smoky.
Booze and other illicit substances.
Yeah.
No, I
Not.
showed him all the questions today, and he was far more excited than I was. I was very excited to be on the
Man,
show.
if he's ever game, we'd love to get Mr. Reid Senior, definitely.
Get a fucking 58-year-old man to sit down talking about his Thor collection.
I'm
It's got a
sure
lot
we
of
could dig
thought.
that.
Booming,
I
booming.
can't believe that. I didn't even know.
I apologise
That is
because you know what,
Patty,
you
that was a
obviously,
good catch.
Nat, you
Very
obviously
good catch.
prepped a lot. I gotta say, but it is kind of on a technicality, but it was a good technicality that it's been used recently. Enough people are already being like,
guys.
"Oh, I love that Bowie song, Starman," when they don't actually listen to Bowie. It brings a bit of the hipster
Aren't
quality
they the
to it. But
worst?
Jack, well done because
Yep.
every single one of your songs
Fair
have
weather
good
fans.
context, as did yours. Absolutely. If Martian hadn't used that song, I thought
So
it would
what's
have
that
been a
put the
great
scores
opener.
up to then, Patrick?
So the scores are officially 2 points to Nat, 2 points to Jack, 0 to Alisdair.
I'm
at
just
this
happy
point.
to be here.
But still, hey Jack, Alisdair, there are still many points on offer in total. I believe 5.
I have got a lot of
One,
dross
two,
for
three.
you, ladies and gentlemen at
All
home.
right, there are 5 points still left on. So, in the spirit of that,
Yeah,
shall
boy.
we jump? Sorry.
I went, yeah, boy.
Oh, nice, good man. All right,
Like Flavor Flav.
indeed, Public Enemy. Okay, so
Oh,
shall we go
just
straight
his
to
solo career.
Cast Fire Debate Off? Okay, so rules of this round, ladies and gents, are pretty similar to Pitch Pitch. You're going to be pitching me something or answering a question that I ask. However, you will have very limited time this time around. So here's how the game works. You get 20 seconds to make your case for the choice you've made, and then 1 10-second rebuttal to fight your opponent and strengthen your argument. That's it. 30 seconds tops for your argument, okay? So everyone gets 20 seconds. That's how it goes.
Aye.
And our first question in Cast Fire Debate Off
Don't
is
interrupt
this. What character from Avengers and Guardians need to have a moment together in Infinity Wars? And we are starting with Nat. So give me 1 second and I will get the timer ready. Okay, Nat.
Myself ready?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Well, from when you start speaking.
Okay. Okay, so the Avengers and Guardians that I've seen together are Rocket and Tony. The snark in the comic book is top notch. Rocket is a super intelligent animal that is technologically advanced compared to Tony. Is just a set-off I'd like to see. For once, I'd really like it if Tony wasn't the smartest guy in the room, and the smartest guy in the room was a talking rodent. I think that'd just be a really, really nice thing to play on.
Time. Okay, well done. Jack, 20 seconds on the clock from when you begin.
Mine, what I want to see is the two, well, not simpletons, because the Vision isn't exactly a simpleton. I want to see Groot and Vision. I want to see them two, because they are both the purest of heart out of all these characters. I just want to see the two of them. Just, I know Groot ain't got much, but fuck, expression of the face. I just want to see them two share a lovely moment and connect.
Okay, time. Sorry? Oh, thank you very much. Right, Alisdair, 20 seconds from when you begin talking.
I want to see Peter Quill and Captain America team up and talk about culture. And I think what would be interesting in it is that Captain America's been so fucking far removed from modern culture for so long, and Peter Quill starts giving all this stuff about like, oh, you need to listen to all this music and listen to all this sort of 70s jargon and things like that. And then you make a special appearance with Iron Man saying, you guys are fucking embarrassing.
Okay, well done. Everyone, pretty strong arguments. Nat, your only rebuttal. 10 seconds from when you begin.
Peter and Captain America wouldn't really have much to talk about because Peter's all about the pop culture references and Cap's all about the old-timey talk. And Groot and Vision, doesn't really have much to contribute to that situation.
Time. Jack, 10 seconds from when you begin.
Right, I don't think Rocket and Tony would get on. Right, Tony would just be like, get this fucking thing out of here, cunt. Because Tony's a dickhead. Right, and I think Nat already pinned yours down with that. The two of them wouldn't get on.
Okay. Your final rebuttal, Alisdair, from when you begin. 10 seconds.
Chris Pratt and Captain America working together is specifically the reason why it would be a comedic event, because they are filling in the gaps of culture that they haven't been a part of, and ultimately the joke will be that they're so outdated.
Okay, fuck, interesting, right? He's all brought something pretty good to the table. I have to say, opening arguments, I liked everyone's, actually. You all gave me a good reason for why it'd be funny to have a moment with them together. On the rebuttals, however, I think someone solidified their point and made it across that it would actually quite work, and I think it was Alisdair. I think it would work. I think
Alisdair Tenpenny, you
considering that scene at the beginning of Winter Soldier, where Captain America's trying to catch up with Nirvana and Star Wars and all that shit. Like, I think that would work if him and Peter Quill meet. And Peter Quill is like, dude, if you listen to the Cranberries, dude, if you listen to ABBA and all that shit, like, that'd work for me. So I dig that.
Can I make
Nat, you were a close second.
ABBA's
there.
not
That
in
was damn good. Well done.
Also, Jack got in the Guardians comic. Rocket and Tony get along like a house on fire, like they're totally bitching back to each other, but like Rocket helps him fix his armor with all fancy tech he doesn't have, and
it would be interesting to see
no, we just put a
Rocket
bomb in
and
a
Tony
box.
working together on like an engineering level.
As far as getting a point's concerned, can I'll make a horrible admission here that
No, don't.
It was actually my dad's idea to team up Peter Quill and fucking Captain America. We've joked so far about getting my dad on the show. He would be a much better fucking guest than I would ever be.
I certainly look forward to the day that we do get Mr. Reid the
Mr.
second.
William Reid. I will read.
You're the third, aren't you?
I don't know.
I guess he's the second.
I was taking a piss. But why not? I'll be the third.
He used his upper class to escape me.
I'm a con artist. I'm a fraud.
Well, so was that guy who made Mormonism. All right, so
Joseph
point
Smith,
two.
give him this real
Joseph Smith, don't fuck the baby. Joseph Smith, don't fuck a baby. Okay, so first point. First point. Have you ever seen that? The Trey Parker and Matt Stone Book of Mormon play.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. Okay, so second question. First point went to Alisdair. Second question in Cast Fire Debate Off is this: what DC character should Channing Tatum play if he really is leaving Gambit for the DCEU? So, this time we're going to open with the you're the Raging Cajun. With the interrupter extraordinaire, Jack Robson. You have 20 seconds from when you begin. Light my ass on fire.
Can we just harmonise on that before we go?
Sure. Light my ass on fire.
Beautiful.
Ooh. Okay,
baby.
Let's do it. Right, 20 seconds from when you begin.
1 second. Right. I want Channing Tatum to play my boy Connor Kent, Superboy, depowered Superman in his teen years. Not teen years, elder adolescence, because I think they could actually do Superman some justice and fuck off the status quo that they're destroying at the moment.
You done?
Yeah, is that my 20 seconds?
Well, you had 3 left, but fair enough, you got it in there. Okay, so, Alisdair, 20 seconds from when you begin.
I think that he's a really competent actor, Channing Tatum, and I would really like to see him start to cut his teeth and chew the scenery as far as like a sort of panto bad guy's concerned. I would like to see him play Darkseid.
Ooh, okay, interesting. You got 7 seconds left.
And also Green Lantern, maybe. No, not that. Forget that.
Okay. Nat?
Nice
give it to me. 20 seconds on the clock from when you begin.
Okay, the person I would like to see Channing Tatum play in the DC movie universe is Carter Hall, aka Hawkman. I think like he in films that I've seen him with, he gets along very, very well with his like female co-star, and they have very, very good chemistry. He's like beefy enough, and I'd like to see him in that costume swinging a mace.
Carter Hall's white bread.
Okay, but wait, sorry, that was your rebuttal, wasn't it? Oh no, that was your first. Okay, I timed it right then. Yeah, you got up to 20 seconds there. Right. So Jacobeam, time for your rebuttal. 10 seconds from when you begin.
Right. There we go. Darkseid's already cast, and Carter Hall's white bread. I really don't want to see Hawkman. Hawkgale's the only interesting thing in the Hawk family. Darkseid's cast, and I think we already pitched Green Lantern perfectly the other week.
Time. Okay, brilliant. Is Darkseid cast? Can I just ask?
Yeah, I would like it.
Josh Brolin, innit?
Oh.
No, he's not Darkseid. He's Thanos.
No, fuck. Isn't Darkseid cast?
No.
No, not yet. Okay, but anyway, your other points are still standing. Well done. Alisdair, 10 seconds on the clock from when you begin.
Well, Darkseid has not already been cast as of yet, and I think what I said stands because it was really good, and I look charming.
That's like
Time.
my defenses, bro.
Okay,
so do them. Don't be the new don't be the new bottom bitch.
Okay,
Lowest
Nat,
common denominator. That's my
you
superior
are the
name
final
right
rebuttal. So 10 seconds from when you begin. Nat, bring the pain.
Channing Tatum is far too old to play a late adolescent Superboy. He's like hitting his 30s now, so that's out of the question. And although Alisdair is incredibly charming, I'd have to say that's not a good defense.
Thank you.
Okay, time.
And you've got shit socks on. I like your socks in line.
Okay, I'll be honest, right? Up until just before the end there, Jack was clinching it for me. But then I realised something. he did say he didn't want to see Hawkman. It's Hawkman, right?
Yeah, Hawkman. But you need Hawkman.
But he didn't give any
Hawkeye,
reasons for it, which I know the time is short.
I said
but,
because he's a white bread character.
But you're
I did say that.
But
Rewind the tape.
Your first pitch for that character was the best because Alisdair didn't use up his allotted time fully and said he was good looking. And Jack, well, actually, your first one was pretty good too. But I feel like she clinched it there in the rebuttal. So,
Don't want Connor
point
Kent,
goes
no.
to Nat. That is Nat up by 3.
Bastard.
So it's now 3 to Nat, 2 to Jack, 1 to Alisdair. Okay, so.
It's like the Olympics or something.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So we go to our third round in Cast Fire Debate Off, which, this is going to be a special one. This is going to be a good old-fashioned, timey special one right here. The question is, who would you have liked to see make a song make a song and music video for Suicide Squad instead of Rick Ross and Skrillex? So, starting with, who started last time? It was Jack. So, starting with Alisdair, who is your choice? Starting from when you speak.
I don't care either way.
You don't care?
At all. I'm
Gotta
sorry
give me
I'm
something.
such a shit guest here. Can I spend my 10 seconds saying how awful I am as a guest on this show?
No, you're not an awful guest at all. Come on. But, like, picture
No,
someone, an artist that you think you prefer to see their name on the Suicide Squad film as a song and music video.
I would like to see Burt Jansk do a song about it, and he's
Burt
dead for
Jansk.
about 3 or 4 years.
It's a fantasy cast.
Is he
Go for
dead?
it.
Okay, yeah, no, he's
Well, you
long
can't.
dead. Well, I don't care. I'm sorry, I'm undermining the whole
Can't
process.
you just
Alright,
use
here's
the back
what I'm going
catalogue
to do,
tune,
right? We're
no?
going to start off with Nat here, right? I'll give you a chance to go last.
Good argument.
To
And
rethink
think
my
about
argument.
it. Think about it.
Shit.
You have to give me a proper argument. Nat, you go
Current
first.
artists.
20 seconds from when you begin, Nat.
I think the song for the Suicide Squad should be a duet between Margot Robbie and Jared Leto doing the I Started the Joke song that was in the first trailer.
Okay. Are they doing like a Bee Gees direct cover kind of thing?
No, like the slow down version that was in the trailer.
Okay.
And the video should be the pair of them dancing in a ballroom where the camera constantly flicks between them as their normal selves and them as their villain selves.
Okay, time.
But there is no normal self for
Jack,
Joker.
Jack,
Shut
Jack.
I had more.
Okay, so Jack, your pitch. Starting from when you
I
begin.
don't like current artists, though.
All right, but you got to.
They're
So,
all shit.
right, stop. From when you speak now, your time begins.
I want Enrio Morricone to do a fucking song on this.
Okay.
And I want him to fucking play the shit out of that. Everything you want from Morricone, just to kick ass and just do a score. Fuck tying songs to shit. Do a score.
You got 5 seconds left.
That's it.
Okay, so.
Okay, no, I've got.
Ready, Alisdair?
No.
He's pulled his mic out.
It's just on.
One
Is he
minute.
still good there?
Sorry.
Yeah, you good.
Am I good? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
All right, Alisdair, 20 seconds from when you begin.
I want to see Death from Above 1979, the Canadian metal duo, do the
They're not metal.
soundtrack for it. Where you go? He's interrupting me. And I want to
love
see
them.
Adam Buxton do the video for it. Adam Buxton is friends with Joe Cornish, and he did the videos for quite a few Radiohead songs and that kind of thing. And I think he's a talented guy, and I like the guy. Death from Above, and
Time.
Adam Buxton.
Okay, well done. Nat, your 10-second rebuttal from when you begin.
I can't even remember what did Jack say.
Enrio Morricone. Do a score. Not a tying song.
Well,
Don't be a bitch.
the question was asking for a tie-in song, so you're out of it. And
Don't
Death
care.
from Above 1979, I thought that might be better because you're playing on the big names that you actually have in the film instead of looking out for...
Stop. Okay, well done. Remind me what your song was again. I was just, I mean, your artist.
I started
Margot
a joke.
Robbie
Margot Robbie and Jared
Jared
Leto doing
Leto.
it. Right, okay. So, Jack, your 10 seconds begin from when you speak.
Right, I personally don't like Jared Leto as a musician, and I don't think doing a cover would have really been the right way to do it. I don't understand that I disproved the question and fucked it up.
Time.
Morricone's a beast.
Okay,
Suck it.
Alisdair, 10
San
seconds.
Dimas High School rules!
10 seconds from when you begin, Alisdair.
Morricone is a beast. Death from Above 1979, I think, did a little bit of the soundtrack for a Nick Cage film where he went to hell or something like
Ghost
that. And he
Rider?
already did Ghost Rider 2. And Adam Buxton is very
time.
talented. There you go.
Okay.
Rockstar
Ghost
ending.
Rider isn't exactly a compliment, but
Oh, the second one was great.
okay.
Don't suck balls.
Oh, come on. It was by the guys who did Crank and...
Go asleep over there.
Have you got a bed made up? I will happily.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I've
Got
tallied
lots
it
of
up
couches.
in this head of mine. I have to say, you know, you're put up against the wall there, Jack, and so were you as well. But
Put you against
brought,
the wall.
You
That
brought
was
it there.
completely and utterly my
You brought
fault.
it there,
I do
Alisdair,
apologise.
and you certainly brought it there as well, Jack, with Ennio Morricone. I feel like no one kind of picked a choice that makes sense, but still,
Because
it
we don't
worked.
think that none of us really
But,
agree with having an Italian
um,
song.
You know, Ennio Morricone, yeah, doing one song, that'd be great, but doing a full score, that's not really what we asked for. But we were thinking more of a contemporary art and
Score
stuff.
for the climax of the film. Just the climax. It just goes into
And
a score.
Alisdair, you had some
kicks
good
off.
points in there, but
Thank you.
I feel like Nat took that round wholeheartedly. That you brought it, and even though I didn't like the idea of Jared Leto and Margot Robbie doing that song, you made it make sense. You brought up the facts. They got the talent there to
It
use.
was just
and
the opposition was so
it was
piss
certainly
poor.
And also,
work.
I
It
wanted
was-
to
Yeah.
be like playing up on their relationship, and you have
Yeah,
like the
well-
twisted side.
Yeah,
I
cool
can
story,
do-
bro.
Do you know
I can dig
Death
so,
from Above
but anyway,
1979?
Nat's point goes
I
to
do
you.
like that from
They are
above
good.
4
You've
points
gotta
to
admit,
Nat.
Would it
The
work
fact
well?
it's just two people as well. It's
Would
a
it
bass
work
player
well
and a
for that
drummer,
sort of
and that's
aesthetic?
it.
Well, I never forget. Do
Yeah.
you think it would work well? I mean,
Yeah,
off the
well,
record.
I like
here.
Death from Above.
Have you heard them, Paddy? Death from
I've
Above,
not heard Death from
1979.
Above, I don't
Oh,
think.
we're putting them on after
We'll
the
get a
podcast.
little.
Alright.
They're great. They're great. But sorry, go on.
Let's get a little funky afterwards. Okay, so point goes to Nat there for that round.
Okay.
That brings Nat to 4. So it is now time for our next question, which is this. Who should direct Justice League Part 2 if Zack Snyder doesn't get the gig?
Oh, here we go.
And we are starting with Jacobean
And I'm
Robson.
free balling, so guess who's coming back?
Free-balling, never
Guess who's
never
coming
free-ball.
back?
Who's coming back? It's John Favreau.
It's John motherfucking Favreau!
John Favreau.
Oh, Favreau.
Okay, so
John
your
Favreau.
20 seconds begins from when you speak now.
Right. John Favreau started the Marvel Universe. DC needs some fucking hard line into this. Give John Favreau the job. He's fell out with Marvel. Steal a fucking little gem. Try and just do something good, DC. Otherwise, I'm gonna come for you. End.
Like, come for
Nothing
me,
else?
Like
Finn.
they're gonna ask you.
I will literally wank you off.
Always
I
ends
will.
with 5 seconds to
There,
speak.
no, because these rounds you can't go into detail. You have to go for passion.
Yeah, that's true.
No, you can go
sure.
for detail as well. It can certainly come out on your own. Well, anyway,
I'll
okay,
come out
so
on your end.
so Alisdair, 20 seconds from when you begin, sir.
Okay, I've been thinking of a few directors, and I've been thinking of the people who've directed, DC and Marvel films. And though you get a few big names here, not really names that you can remember, but as someone who has a lot of like something they can carry over, and somebody's got a
pardon?
distinct style. Park Chan-wook, Old Boy, Korean director, South
Mhm.
Korean.
The Vengeance
what
trilogy. Okay, sweet. So,
Vengeance trilogy, yes, what a fucking trilogy. If
what
you don't
did
mind
you
me
say his
saying.
name was?
Park Chan-wook, or
Yeah, okay, that
Shuk,
is correct. I just wanted to
or
check.
Wook Punchak. I don't know. It's a South Korean name, and they fucking
Okay,
they do
so
whatever they want with
Nat, it
pronunciation.
is time for your 20 seconds. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Right, from when you begin speaking.
I've gone for Matthew Vaughn. It's been proven that he can direct big-scale superhero films. He did X-Men First Class. He also had a big hand in Days of Future Past. He does very coherent filmmaking, like which deepens the audience's understanding of the characters. And the violence in his films is never in for shock value, such as Kingsman and stuff. And he can add visual flair while keeping true to the comic book adaptations.
Okay, time. Well done. Blasted out a lot there. I like that. Okay, so, right, Jack. Nat's just blasted us all in the face. Why don't you give us your 10 seconds from when you begin?
Right.
You can't just shout John Favreau at me.
I can just shout John Favreau.
Right,
I
from when you begin
will.
speaking now, Jack. Go on.
Right, I'm gonna begin speaking. Right, old boy director, good choice, but I don't think it's very possible. And the thing is with your guy, don't know who he is. I personally don't, but he ain't no John Favreau, motherfucker. John motherfucking Favreau.
You don't know who Matthew Vaughn
Favreau
is?
for life, I do. Yeah, I forgot his name and I just forgot.
Alistair, 10 seconds from when you begin.
Matthew Vaughn used to be a producer on Guy Ritchie films, and it really tells in his filmmaking. Yes, Kingsman was great with that violence, and yes, he's a good filmmaker, and he wrote a good thing with Days of Future Past, but I genuinely think that The First Class is an incredibly boring
Stop.
shot film.
Okay, interesting.
My
Nat?
legs.
Nat,
My legs, that's not
I literally dropped the mic.
your final rebuttal. 10 seconds for the final of the round. So, when
Once
you're
again,
ready.
not even going to give Jack an answer because John Favreau is a fucking ridiculous answer.
Okay.
And your guy, you didn't actually give any like context as to why he'd be a good director. You just said, I've chosen this guy and he did these films.
Stop. Wow, fucking hell. Bringing the
good, that was
pain,
good.
everyone.
Ow,
Me
that-
likey.
Ow, that kind of hurt.
Alright, so here's where that round came down to. Jack, you know,
What, bro?
we all love the
What?
John.
What are you saying?
We do. Jungle Book was
We
great.
all love the
Chef,
John.
Brilliant.
We all love the Jon Favreau talk, but along with that, you did bring the fact that he started the MCU. You gave me those points.
Yeah, and we need to start the DCU out with style.
Fair enough, you give me that. Okay. Alisdair, you gave us Park Chan-wook, who's a great fucking director.
He's
Don't get me
very
wrong, I
good.
love that.
Very
Is
good.
it called the Vengeance Trilogy? Sympathy
Yeah,
for
no,
Vengeance.
it's called the Vengeance Trilogy.
Sympathy
I
for
can list them for
Vengeance,
you if
Old
you want.
Boy, and what was the third?
There was Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Lady
Alisdair
Vengeance, and Old
Alisdair
Boy.
goes
Was
for
the last
Alice.
one in the trilogy, I think.
Okay, well, but yes, anyway, but one thing Nat did point out that's correct is that he didn't give any context for why he's a good director for this
Okay.
or anything of that sort. Nat, you gave us the full wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You gave us the reasons why Matthew Vaughn's X-Men First Class got through to people on a character level and an audience level. You talked about the fact that the film was well shot, which I think it was actually. Like, come to your point. I still go back and watch
Yeah.
like that sequence in Argentina where Magneto kills the two guys in the bar. Like the way that shot it, like
It's
it felt
very
Tarantino-esque to me.
But if you,
but-
we've done the rebuttals. I'm sorry.
But yes, so it came up between you guys, and I just feel like
Really?
even with a rebuttal, you said you didn't know Matthew Moore was a person, but
I forgot
her
the name that
rebuttal-
she
Her
said.
rebuttal was good. Like she gave it to you.
Right.
She
What,
gave
you
it to
mean I
Alisdair.
hit points with the John Favreau?
Yeah, you hit
hit
points
home,
with it,
man.
but like,
Baby
but
doll,
she took
I'm
it.
going to win with the John Favreau one day, and
But
this show's going to end.
hear me now.
Stone Cold
But
Stunner
Nat,
the
yes,
McMahons.
you clinched it there. Well done. So another point to Nat. Fucking hell, guys.
I am.
Come on, bring
not
something
point.
here.
This is what happens when
5
I
points
focus
to
my
Nat.
energy. If only I did this in
4,
actual
isn't
life.
it?
5?
5.
Yeah, she's on to 5 now.
Wow.
Shit.
Okay,
bitch.
so here's the deal,
You're
right?
fine.
So
By the way, Matthew Vaughn is great. I just want to say he's
Oh,
very
yeah,
good.
man, he's
He's
good.
really good.
Well,
See, I
here's-
learned about directors.
here's the cookie crumble scenario that we have here, y'all. Jack, you got 2 points, right?
Yeah, baby.
team up.
Alistair, you got 1. So here's the deal, right? This is the final round of Cast Fighter Base Off until we go to the finals, which is finish him. So
Can we
Alistair,
team
if you manage to clinch this point, then you will force a tiebreaker between you and Jack to decide who goes through to the final with Nat. Nat's already through because she's got too many points. So you have to win this. You have to win this and the tiebreaker to stay in, otherwise you're out.
I propose
Jack, if you win, obviously you're through to the finals with Nat. Nat, you can just chill if you'd like to for this round, but I know you won't. So you
I'd
can
like
bring
to
the
propose a third option.
pain. What's that?
We combine our points and team up.
Oh.
You can, depending on whether you
Second
want to. Okay, I'll read the question. If you want to team up, you can try that, but it would
I'm a
be kind of pointless.
Well, 3 to 5, and then that means that we're both in the finals against Nat. as a
3 to
team.
5. What are you?
I
Or
don't
you
know.
literally want to join forces?
Yes.
You can't do that for finish him.
You're
I
a
don't- I
traitor.
think
It has
that
to
would
be
be
one on
unsporting.
one. We can't do that. It's
Hey,
not,
I'm
we
a
can't have
fucking Lannister
handicap
and I make
matches yet.
alliances.
We're not there yet.
It's not risk. You can't do that. I would
Is it
like
not
to-
risk?
True. It's not risk.
I treat
It's
everything as
risky.
risk.
It's risky.
Shit.
Lord of
Okay,
the Rings
well,
risk.
okay. So here's the question, right? Here's the final question. To cast
Okay.
Face Off. Which Marvel character deserves to be added to the MCU? I feel like I already know what Nat's answer is going to be, but we're going to hear it anyway. Hear me now.
Needs to be
But-
added.
But yes, which character deserves to be added
Am I
to
going
the
first,
MCU?
or-
A character who's not yet in the MCU, but a Marvel character that exists. Okay. So, who started last round? It was Jack, wasn't it? So, Alisdair, you're going to start this time.
I feel like I just dropped the mic as soon as I finished. Do I
Okay,
have 10
well,
seconds?
You got 20 seconds.
I got 20 seconds.
So,
I'll
okay,
need about
from when
5
you
seconds.
begin, Alisdair, from now, you begin. So,
Carnage.
okay.
That's it. That's all I need.
You don't want to say anything? You got 20
You know who
seconds.
No
Carnage
casting.
is. You know.
You have to win
No
this
casting,
round.
no reasons.
You have.
Carnage. Carnage is a fucking badass. He is literally a human-made replica of a sentient slime creature, and he's the best. His name's Carnage, and he looks the fucking sickest. He's
Time.
like Venom 3.0.
Time. Okay. Nat, 20 seconds from when you begin.
I'm going to surprise everyone and not go with my usual choice of Kamala Khan, which I've said for every
Oh, that's what I thought it was going to be.
episode. Now I'm going for Miles Morales. Screw
Oh.
Peter Parker. He's old news and he's white bread. I cast Tyler James Williams, and the best thing about Miles Morales is that at first he doesn't want to be a superhero. He's completely knocked sick by the entire idea of it, but he sees Peter die and decides to take on that mantle.
Stop. Time. Well done. Okay, so Jack,
Shit.
20
Oh.
seconds on the clock.
1 second.
No.
Oh.
Just bear in mind you're going up against a slime
Oh.
monster and a black guy. Not a good corner to be
SJW,
in.
start your engine.
Yeah.
This is going to be fucking interesting.
Nom, 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 nom.
Shit.
Symbiotes and ebony
Oh my God.
live together
Oh
in
my
perfect
God.
harmony.
Can we make that a fucking like?
Of course we can.
Symbiotes and harmony.
The symbiotes and ebony living in perfect harmony.
Alright, Jack,
That's
you
fucking brilliant.
nearly there, pal.
Oh.
I need an
Any
answer.
MCU character that you like?
Right, any. I mean, current MCU or that hasn't been
No,
represented
someone
before?
who's not in the MCU yet, but a Marvel character
Okay.
you'd like
Oh,
to
the
see
question
in the
was
MCU.
clear.
I
Alright.
would like... Okay, let's do this.
Alright, you ready?
Right,
Let's go.
yeah. With Spider-Man around the corner, I would also like to cast a Spider-Man villain. I'd like to cast a proper Green Goblin. I don't know who I'd cast as him. He's going to be phenomenal. He's going to be a phenomenal character. We need an arch villain for Peter in this next film. And even though I do agree with Carnage, I believe that Green Goblin's the best for
Time.
Peter.
Okay. Alisdair, bring the pain. You have 10 seconds.
Bring the fucking rockets.
This is the biggest 10 seconds of your life. Bring it. From
Okay,
when you
Jack,
begin.
Willem Dafoe. Nah, I don't know who the fuck that was, so I'm so sorry. Carnage is a fucking badass. He's like Venom, but he doesn't even need some sort of pussy to fucking be a part of. He's Carnage.
Time.
Bring the ruckus.
Okay. Nat, 10 seconds from when you begin.
I'm just going to big up Miles Morales more. He's half black, half Mexican, which is incredibly believable in our
Ticks the
day and age.
boxes.
It adds more diversity. Although he takes on the role of Spider-Man, he still remains himself at heart.
Stop. Time. Jack, final rebuttal. 10 seconds on the clock. Give it to me.
It's some Willem Dafoe, I don't know.
Okay. Here's the thing, right? Green Goblin is a arch nemesis of Peter Parker. The history they've got with Norman Osborn and with his son Harry, that goes way back. Thing is, they're not going to take another Spider-Man
Stop.
on film.
Time. Fuck me. You just didn't make this one easy on me, did you?
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so let's get down to the brass tacks of this situation, gang. Final round of cast fire debate off. Jacobeam, right?
Bro.
I mean, you brought it, considering the fact that this is a character we've seen a lot, and we haven't seen in a great way. But you brought it. I'll give you that. Miles Morales, which, but by the way, just to explain, is the Black Spider-Man in the comics, the new
I gathered
Spider-Man.
that.
But yes, so but yeah, and you brought it on your first round about, like, you know, the context of him, why he takes up for Spider-Man. I just felt like you gave the same reason about why he chooses to be Spider-Man in your rebuttal as well, but you didn't need to. Alisdair,
Hello.
you know, your choice is good, but you did kind of just say he was kick-ass over and over again. And, you know, we needed a little more, but, you know, you brought up the symbiote being and stuff, how cool that would be, so I can dig.
But I shot down Green Goblin.
You all gave me some good points, I'll tell you that much.
William Dafoe
Well,
is
it
my
actually-
son. Don't talk to me on my son ever again.
Ultimately, it came down to one argument that I think was generally the most convincing, just because it ticked all the boxes of creativity, facts, and passion. It was all there, and I gotta say that it was Jack.
What?
Jack, actually, he brought it.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I have to
sweet,
say,
sweet
whoa,
loving,
I was
baby.
excited. I was excited about the idea of Miles Morales in the MCU. But then you gave me the same reasons in your rebuttal. He gave me different reasons,
That's
and
so
also
true.
it was
That's so
ballsy,
true.
considering the fact that Green Goblin's been done twice, and the second time was hauntingly bad.
I was ballsy because
but yeah,
I free
Carnage was
balls
good, I
here.
just didn't feel like there was
but
enough
can
there,
I just say
but-
in my defense, how sick
doubt.
would it be
It
to
was.
see
It
Carnage in a
was.
film?
We all want to see Carnage.
I mean, to be,
definitely.
I'm
It would,
completely
but
nuts
yes.
with you, Jack.
Okay.
Just one hell of a fucking
So,
event.
like,
It was really good.
that brings Jack's tally there to 3. So, congratulations.
team up?
Jack, do you want to?
do with the extra points still.
I got you here, baby. If you want a big skinneroo.
We didn't just catch that on microphone, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's all good. They
The
know
only
what
thing
we
we're
do.
smoking here is
Jesus.
we're trailblazing and smoking Jesus.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Right, okay, well, that solidifies that Jack's got 3 points, Nata's got 5. I need you to help me
I will
help me
still-
basically
I
fact
will
check
still
and
accept
judge
an
these now.
allegiance from
Can you help
Alisdair
me
Reid.
figure out who's going to win the game with these next rounds?
House
Well,
Reid
I
shall
mean-
answer the call for banners.
Bruce
I'm-
Banner. What? Okay.
Game of Thrones.
Oh.
I thought they were talking about.
Are you going to come to my aid? Because I need you to help me judge
Okay,
these
well,
motherfuckers.
you want my predictions?
Yes,
Is
I
that
want
what
your
you
prediction.
I mean, well, Jack's got what, like -2?
No, he's
so
got
far?
3
Three.
points.
Well, you got 3
This
points.
isn't QI. I
That's
know you're posh
fucking
like, but
Alan
come
Davis over here is leading with 3
Oh my
points.
God, you are Alan Davis.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh.
We've stumbled upon a fucking meme
Who's Alan
here.
Davis?
Alan
QI,
Davis is
the
guy
thick
from
one.
QI?
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, you kind of are, aren't you?
on. And he's Stephen Fry.
Yeah, true. Well, you know, like I love
Paddy, you're
I-
Stephen Fry.
I love that show, but every time you watch it, it's like the simplest question. I've got this answer. Like, what does water turn into when you freeze it? It's fucking ice. Like, no,
Oh,
and then
no,
suddenly
you didn't.
Stephen Fry. Oh,
It's
no,
been
actually,
that-
it turns
it's-
into something in
Yes,
between ice
Stephen.
and
Yes,
blah, blah,
Stephen.
blah, blah, blah.
Run a real quiz show like us.
Yeah, I
This
know.
is a
They
good
don't.
quiz
They
show.
don't get high and talk about silly things like
We
who
don't
should be
get high.
casted in what role and who Hulk's cock should be. They're not real.
And
Yeah.
whose cock should the whole?
I should
We're
be
just
the
joking, by the way. We
Hulkster.
love
No, I
QI,
know,
of course. We
I-
love QI. it's
I don't.
amazing.
QI
Way better than the
Fight
show.
me,
I really
Stephen.
hope that they listen to this so they can.
I know.
hear
How
us
cool would it be to
saying
get Stephen
like-
Fry up in this bitch? You know, come on the
Stephen
show.
Fry.
Put it in the tags.
Apparently
Put it in the
very
tags. Hashtag Stephen Fry now.
Yeah,
Okay,
Stephen
all over
Fry
our
versus
faces.
Marvel versus DC.
Yes.
All of us will fight you.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Right,
it's
let's
Nat.
move on.
It's fucking Nat.
You
It's
think
gotta be-
Nat's gonna take
And
it?
not even because she's in the lead with the points, but she's had the best sort of well-rounded arguments. They're rounded. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a pun in the house. The most well-rounded
Okay.
arguments, the best points, and she's generally brought to the table.
Okay, well-
Something that is literally it takes initiative, and she's actually brought the
Okay.
most interesting arguments.
Well,
forward,
let's see
except
what happens
Carnage
then.
would
Help
be
me
great.
judge when it comes to it. First of all, though,
Smoke
before we
things.
go to our final round, we have to ask the question that we ask every week. Who had a better week? Was it Marvel or DC? What do we think, gang? Nat, quickly.
I'm gonna go Marvel on account of the horrible Suicide Squad things I keep hearing that make me want to put a drill in my own head.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, Marvel.
Jacobeam, what do you think? Marvel or DC?
I'm gonna say Marvel, but for a completely different reason. Because they're getting pretty close to getting a lovely, luscious Captain Marvel.
Indeed.
There we
Yes,
go.
absolutely.
That's
Okay,
so
so
cool.
how about you,
Luscious.
pal? Marvel or DC?
DC
8 out of 10
because
would
of
bang.
Preacher and Season 3 Gotham.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I can dig.
And just genuinely DC in general, because the Vertigo imprint of DC is better than Marvel has ever fucking been able to produce. I know she looks at me like that, she does the voices, but you fucking want to look at the Invisibles, the fucking comic book that the Wachowskis shamefully ripped off. And if you don't mind me
Oh,
saying,
the one in
have you ever heard-
Sense8.
Have you ever heard about the Invisibles, this comic book series?
Is this one they ripped off for that show, Sense8?
No, it's for the Matrix. It's
Oh.
literally ripped off
Oh.
from the Matrix. It's this
Sense8
19...
original.
We've been
you
watching
should know,
Sense8,
it's
and that's pretty
amazing.
cool.
It's amazing.
Interesting.
Guys,
Watch
this
it.
is in favour of Liverpool as a city and how the Matrix fucking ripped off this city. It literally comes into... There's this guy, Grant Morrison, who you all know
Yep.
as being this fucking psychopath, brilliant genius writer. Grant Morrison is fucking incredible. He did this series back
Sweet.
in the 1980s.
Move on.
He did this series back in the 1980s called The Invisibles,
Uh-huh.
where it was about this kid who manages to break through the sort of fourth or fifth dimension or whatever you want and go to this land where he realizes that all people on Earth are living in this simulation that is kept going by aliens who want to feed on their thoughts. I mean, already it sounds pretty similar to The
That's
Matrix.
pretty
No
Matrix.
doubt.
Then your fucking main guy.
What's the main character called? Mr. Shanderson.
Well, the main character, like the main guy who plays.
You're in the
Morpheus
Shmatrix.
character, the guy who plays the Morpheus.
This
character
This is
looks-
Trinity.
Trinity.
Agent Shrift.
More foolish.
I'm trying to think of some good Scouse puns for this here. I'm afraid I'm falling short though. But the main guy who plays the Morpheus character looks exactly like
Lawrence
Morpheus,
Fishburne.
and it's like a complete rip-off. But the
It's
thing that
Lawrence
makes it
Fishburne.
fucking genius is the way
not
that
Lawrence
the main
Fishburne.
characters
It is Lawrence
speak
Fishburne.
to the sort of ether and
Mhm.
whatever. They use people who are basically shamans to contact this like the ghost of John Lennon. And the main character that Neo portrays in this series is a fucking Scouse guy who firebombs his school because he doesn't like what's going on, which just makes me think of our resident coitus interruptus.
Jack Robson's gonna firebomb.
Yeah,
Firebombing
he's good with
shorties
firebombs.
because
He's
He
good
wanted
with
to speak
firebombs.
to John Lennon through a fucking psychic.
No, he went to
Psychedelic.
Didn't John Lennon go to your school?
John Lennon
Ringo
went
went
to
to
my
our school.
school. Who
Ah,
did? Ringo?
sorry.
Ringo went to our school. Yeah.
You're fucking welcome to Ringo, man. The best thing he's ever done is fucking the voice of
Ringo
Tan
turned.
Kenshin.
I've met
The
Ringo
fat
Starr.
controller.
Let's just say,
And
let's
Zach
just say,
Starkey is a pretty good drummer.
let's just say on a last point on Vertigo Comics as well. Constantine's from Liverpool, and it was
Yes.
originally
Yeah,
set
yes.
in Liverpool.
And
Look at the back
fucking
of that
John
comic book.
Constantine is a Scouser.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. That's
Until
why
he
I
became
always-
John
Canadian.
Constantine is a Scouser.
John
Ah,
Constantine is a
Hashtag-
legit fucking Scouser. It's
Definitely.
We know.
There are too many
Anyway,
hashtags.
so are you cheery
Oh,
or
yes.
weary?
On
Indeed.
which I forgot what the
no,
question.
No, no,
Marvel
you're not
or
cheering.
DC?
He voted DC. He voted DC, didn't you?
It's DC everywhere.
What's
Sweet.
your vote?
I gotta say my vote as well with you guys. I go with Marvel this week because you know the thing is DC had more headlines and shit, but hardly any of them were good, except for like Channing Tatum, which is a bit of an iffy
And
one.
buff J.K.
PG-13, I wasn't that ass, but that's a bit of a downer. J.K. Simmons getting jacked, yeah, that's cool in the gang, but it's
awful.
not huge news. And also, Jared Leto's Joker being featured in a Rick Ross and Skrillex video, not really
That's
my
the
bag.
worst thing
So
ever.
yeah,
But
I'd say.
genuinely, did you not think that Preacher had a lot of merit to it as a TV
Oh, yeah,
series?
yeah, absolutely.
How
I
it's been
just-
going?
I
Have
just-
you
I
watched
just-
the second episode yet?
No, I've only seen the first, but
But
like I'm hoping that like the story goes in a fashion that I like. And I can't
Did
wait to see
you-
Jackie L. Haley.
Did
but
you read? Oh my God, he
He's in the
was really
second
great
one.
as Odin Quincannon. Did you read the comic books?
I've only read like a bit of like the first volume. My roommate Pete, who's on the show a lot, Pete Harrison.
Pete Harrison, yeah,
Pete,
no,
don't you?
I
Of course you do.
I went to
Right,
drama with him.
no doubt. Like
Right,
he's
so-
got a lot of like the comics, and like I'm slowly getting through them as a thanks to him kind
But
of thing.
you've got it, man. They're really
Yeah,
good.
they are, like,
And
so
to
far
be
it's
hon-
fantastic.
I really think that Seth Rogen and what's his name, the guy
Evan
did 50-50.
Goldberg and-
Yeah,
yeah.
they've done a really good job of adapting the source material. It's still
doubt.
funny and it's still fresh. And once you've read the source material, you don't feel like it's straying away.
No doubt.
from the
Sweet.
things that made it.
Everyone
But
check out Preacher. But
really
yeah, so
do, really
well,
do.
this
Dominic
week,
Cooper and Ruth Negga, I think her name is.
Yeah.
Fucking great. They're
No
really
doubt.
good. Not
Well,
to mention
this week
Jackie
then
L.
goes to Marvel. So well done to you, Marvel. You won the week. Let us move on then with that finished. Let me just first remind everyone that the Marvel vs. DC playoffs are coming. The bracket's going to be in very soon. We're just going to host a couple more episodes. We're aiming for July at this minute now. So
Sweet.
when July begins, we're hoping to announce the bracket of all the people that we've got. We might take some more time if need be, but we want to get this off the ground as quick as possible. We're going to get everyone who's been on an episode, put their names in a bowl, put them all up against each other for like a couple of weeks, and
At
put
random.
the championship on the line. Find out who the #1 Marvel vs. DC debater truly is. Get a champion
I
up in
think
this
it might
bitch.
be Nat. to be
So
honest.
keep an eye out for that, gang, and we will keep you posted on it. In the meantime, it's time for our final game, peoples. The game that goes by the name of Finish Him.
Finish him!
So,
Sweet.
time for Finish Him. So, here's how it works, gang. You're going to get 15 seconds to make your case, followed by one 10-second rebuttal. That is it. 25 total. And you're not going to use... I haven't prepped for this. These
No.
are questions that I'm just bringing to you now.
Yes.
You're choosing between two options. I'm going to ask you a question, give you two options. You tell me which one is the best. Shout it out as quick as you can.
Yeah.
If you don't get the answer you want, you have to take the other one, okay? It's who goes first.
It's
So,
between me and that, yeah.
get your heart trouble tablets ready. Let's do this. So, first question is, which of these comic book movies was worse? X-Men Origins Wolverine or Blade Trinity?
Wolverine.
X-Men-
You get Blade Trinity, Nat. You get Wolverine.
Haven't
Okay.
even seen Blade Trinity.
Okay, so, well, you shouldn't have told us that. So, Jack, you start with Wolverine from when you begin, 15 seconds, and go.
Right. Here we go. Right, Wolverine is a terrible film because they sewed Deadpool's mouth shut so much so that fans campaigned for fucking years to create a film. Finally, we got that payoff. Bland characters. They've recast Gambit, which was the only fucking good thing in that film. It's just a mess from start to finish.
If you don't mind me
Okay.
asking, who does play Gambit?
Oh, Taylor Kitsch.
Just a Taylor Kitsch.
We went
Okay,
through
I
this
think
before.
I was
John
past
Carter.
this.
Okay, so,
Said this
Nat,
before.
15 seconds on the clock for Blade Trinity. Remember, you're helping me judge here, so keep a keen eye. So, Blade Trinity, 15 seconds, Nat, from when you begin.
I have not seen this film, so I have no comments to make. I think Norman Reedus is in it, but that might be number 2.
That's number
Number
2.
two.
Come
Well,
on, pick it up.
but
Don't stop.
I don't fucking know. I
Who
haven't
fucking
seen
tonight?
the
Who
film.
fucking tonight? Oh,
Fucking tonight. Oh,
Sorry,
on a
okay.
chicken ass.
Oh,
Be
oh,
quiet.
fair
I'm
play.
gonna give you another chance
Rock
there. Okay,
brand.
I'm gonna give you another chance. This is the one with Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel. You know where she's, you know.
Oh, we're both
Whistler's
slagging off
daughter.
Ryan Reynolds. Cool.
But yeah, so this is the one with those two in. This is the one where like the bad guy is Dracula called Drake. You know.
Oh,
Just hold on, he's
and he's a
coming
rapper.
home. Coming home. That guy. So and yeah, and so that's that movie. You know, directed by David S. Goya, shit-stained man. So I'm gonna give you 15 seconds
always
again,
forget that you
only
hate that
because I
guy.
really wanted to throw that reference in there. But Nat,
That's a good-
you have
that's
to
good.
go
That's
now.
good.
Now.
First of all, calling Dracula Drake is just a fucking stain on any kind of vampire lore that ever existed whatsoever. Also, I imagine Ryan Reynolds didn't do a good job in that film. I imagine he was bad. So he's just a bad actor.
Stop. Time. Nice imagination, man. Oh, Jack. 10 seconds on the clock. That is all you have left. Bring the
Let's do this, baby doll. Sorry about this. I'm gonna snap your neck like Superman did to Zod.
You're so not sorry. That's the worst thing. I know
Sorry,
you
not
know.
sorry. DC fanboy coming right up. Right. X-Men Origins Wolverine is definitely worse than that because it's the thing which just... It's Hugh Jackman's worst performance. All of the characters are underutilized, underdone, undercooked.
Time.
Shitty.
Well done.
Shitty
Time.
film.
There was some good adjectives in there. Very good.
Undercooked.
Okay, so Nat.
It's like you go to a barbecue and they haven't got enough coal.
It's exactly what that
Is that
film
really an
and
issue?
Bleak Trinity were
and
like.
everyone's got
It's
the
like an
shits for
undercooked
weeks.
steak.
That's time. You got
Right.
10 seconds from when you begin.
X-Men Origins is a better film on the whole because from X-Men
whole,
Origins we got the fantastic wonder that is Deadpool, and it's an amazing film. Also, X-Men Origins had some interesting points, they just didn't execute them very well compared to Bleak
Time.
Trinity.
Wow. Shit, I gotta say,
was
you know,
good,
the
that was
Deadpool
good.
point at the end, that was
That
probably
would-
the
no,
best
that
point
really
she
was.
made.
That's what she did.
Um,
She didn't give me
but-
anything to attack until the very last second.
That's true. But I was
When it was
I was
too
leaning
late.
towards Jack. I'll be honest there. How about you? What did you think, Alisdair, as my second judge?
Well, I mean, what overall?
Overall, where
Overall.
were you leaning by the end of it? Who
I
sold
don't know
you?
if it's. I don't know. Am I going based on the films or based on the arguments?
No, you're
here?
going based on the arguments. That's it.
based on the arguments.
Even if they lie, as
Yeah.
long as
I
they
did like
convincingly
his
lie.
use of adjective, and you really didn't have a leg to stand on
I
here. I'm
agree.
afraid. As far as the argument's concerned, as far as my opinion's concerned, I think
You all
X-Men.
remember the name
X-Men
of
fucking
Ricardo
Origins with Liv
Fleming.
Schreiber playing Saber is infinitely more entertaining than that absolute horrible dross Blade Trinity. The only thing of note that is said about that film is that Wesley Snipes communicated with the director through post-it notes on the outside of his trailer.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, it was a pretty fucked up situation.
There you go.
Okay,
So
well,
Wesley
yeah, I
Snipes, our
think
choice for Jon
we're in
Stewart.
agreement there then, Alistair, that it may not be like in a situation of the films, but I think Jack had the better leg. on the
Yeah, no, I
arguments
do
there.
think he did.
Thank you.
Okay, so point goes to Jack. That is 4 points to Jack. Man, he's getting closer here. So it is 5 points to Nat, 4 points to Jack. Jack, you can really clinch it here. There's 2 questions left, so
I'll clinch
preferably
you.
you got to get
Wow.
both of them in order to break it. So here is your second question. Are you ready?
No.
Yeah.
All right, shout as fast as you can. Which of these comic book movies was better? Days of Future Past or Guardians of the Galaxy?
Guardians
Guardians
of
of
the
the Galaxy.
Nat got Guardians first. Jack, you have Days of Future Past. All right, this is going to be an interesting one. Alistair, keep on your ears. Let's see who
I'm
does
listening.
best here. Nat, you have 15 seconds from
It's a
when
bit
you
of a
begin.
weighted question, don't you think?
Huh?
It's a bit of a weighted question. Obviously,
No.
we're going to jump for Guardians.
Yeah. No, well, you know, come on. They're both pretty good movies. So, Nat, give it to me. 15 seconds from when you begin.
Guardians of the Galaxy is clearly the better film because it introduces us to a whole host of characters that we probably weren't going to see before the MCU became a thing. And the soundtrack's brilliant, the cinematography in the film's amazing, and the whole thing on a whole is just outstanding.
On the
Is
whole.
on the whole going to become like
Crazy.
Time.
No.
On the whole,
Oh,
we got to go for. Okay, so well done, Nat. 15 seconds down. All right, so Jack, your 15 seconds begin from when you speak.
Sweet lovin'. What is it? It's Future Past.
Days of Future Past. From when
Right.
you begin speaking now.
One interesting thing about Days of Future Past, in fact, a hell of a lot of them, it perfectly married the older X-Men, which happens to be in the modern day, and the newer X-Men that we're getting, which is in the past. Perfect between Patrick Stewart and Scottish McAvoy. Yeah, fucking cokehead.
Time. Okay,
He
so
isn't actually a cokehead.
judging him on his performance in Filth, Jack Robson. So now we go to 10 seconds
He
for
was
Nat.
filth in that way.
From when he
It
was.
was good.
From when you begin, Nat, 10 seconds.
There's no way you can say that Days of Future Past is a better film than Guardians of the Galaxy. The writing, the cinematography, everything about Guardians is so much better. Days of Future Past was incredibly convoluted.
Time. Jack, your final 10 seconds.
Days of Future Past was not incredibly convoluted because it had one central character, Wolverine. You got to see Wolverine, but plus, by the way, the designs of the Sentinels, real fucking cool. The fact that the mutants were on the losing side of this war.
Time. Wow, very nice fucking clinch at the
It
end there. I gotta
Drove
say,
Terminator.
right,
to
here's where I'm
levels
leaning
of
initially,
angst.
Alistair. I feel like your first argument for Guardians was strong as a motherfucker, but you did repeat the same things. As soon as it came to your rebuttal, you said once again cinematography, soundtrack, writing, and then but you said that they were better, that they were easily better than Days of Future Past. I think Days of Future Past had those elements. Like it was, just, it had that going
Yeah,
for
but
it, and you brought up some pretty good points there, Jack. I think with the rebuttal considered as well, I was
What do you
leaning
think
towards.
on the whole?
I was leaning towards Jack. What did you think, pal?
Okay, right. I've got to start this off by saying that I genuinely really preferred Days of Future Past. I think it was like a great ensemble cast.
Aye,
I
boy.
wasn't a huge fan of the sort of the way that Guardians of the Galaxy was played, this sort of, are they sort of walking the line of parody here or not? I didn't truly appreciate it. But saying that, Jack made a lot of good points, but I also feel he missed out a lot of good points that you'd say about Days of Future Past. Most notably, the ensemble cast from everybody. You say James McAvoy. That's a good shout. And something that I really do appreciate is that I thought the marriage of those two generations were done really well, because I think, I'm not alone in saying this though, it was McAvoy and Fassbender's performances in the reboots that really stole the show. It's not down to Jennifer Lawrence or anybody else. I would like to say it's down to Rose Byrne, because I've got the fucking hots for that girl so bad.
She's not very good in them either.
She's not. She's not, unfortunately.
Especially Apocalypse.
But them, in perfect comparison to when you look at Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, I think it's married very well, and that's a good point. And I would love to say that, but you missed out so much of the stuff. And I would have to say, as far as Nat's sort of, what do you call it? Summing up of it, that when you said that they're introducing us to new characters, I kind of feel like that's a good point. And yes, the soundtrack was phenomenal. And I just feel like you made more of the points that would make me, would have won me over, rather than if I didn't like Days of Future Past and Jag was doing it. But for the record, I preferred Days of Future Past, but Nat's argument is a lot stronger.
Alisdair.
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to suck up to you in that. This is your show.
I don't know. I mean, where should we go from here? Because I do like. I mean, I agree with you there. I feel like she repeated the same points in the rebuttal as she did in the first. And yeah, obviously the point of bringing up introducing new characters as well. That was great. But also Jack kind of mirrored that as well, with the old and the new coming together. The fact that they're complete opposites, because the young ones are from the old times. And but then also you brought up McAvoy and Stewart. You brought up the fact that it wasn't a convoluted film.
Yeah,
it wasn't a convoluted film. It was centralized on Wolverine. It also had the elements that you mentioned, the cinematography, the writing. I think it's probably the best written X-Men film that we've had in years, except for like one or two fucking plot lines that didn't make sense to the rest of the films.
I
we know that doesn't work.
As
now.
far as writing's concerned, bringing up Matthew Vaughn again, he was the screenwriter, wasn't he? Along with
He
Bryan Singer
did.
doing it.
Yeah, he did help. He did help.
Days of Future Past. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I want to reiterate that I do like Matthew Vaughn a lot.
God, I don't know then. I mean,
go on then.
I would go if I would go with Jack and you go with Nat. Then how do we solve this?
You'll flip a coin.
Two-faced tiebreaker.
But will audio describe a 3-round game of
We've
rock,
had
paper,
so many
scissors.
different
Rock, paper,
tiebreakers on
scissors.
this show.
What?
We need to decide
Will
on
audio
one.
describe rock, paper, scissors? We'll do a running commentary of it.
No, you can't.
Go ahead, do it.
I don't know, but I feel like that's too easy. Like I should give him something.
10-second quick question.
Okay, can I pose one?
How about
Can I
this?
pose
Right?
it?
How about we give them just one last 10 seconds? Because we're both kind of on the fence here, aren't
Okay,
we?
you've heard my criticisms
You've
of your
heard
argument,
both of our critiques of both of you. So,
Try and build on
right,
that.
here's
That's
the
a good
deal,
show.
right?
That's a
You
very good
got 10 seconds left. Who's got a coin? I got a coin here. Nat, heads or tails?
Tails.
Considering you got the most points, I'll let you choose. Tails. So
Tails.
you can. Do you want to go first or second?
Second, please.
Second. All right, Jack.
You bitch.
10 seconds from when you begin. Consider our criticisms, what we've said. Elaborate. 10 seconds.
Right.
Make it count.
One thing that Days of Future Past did phenomenally, and the hardest thing phenomenally, was that they married the past and the present, in reverse to one another with these
Time.
characters and scenes and overarching stories.
Knack.
Nah.
We've
We
got a
now have your celebrity
right
couple name there. Nat. 10 seconds from when
Knack.
you begin.
That's fucking horrible.
Bring it, Nat.
The villains in Guardians of the Galaxy are actually threatening, whereas in Days of Future Past, I don't feel like there's any threat whatsoever coming from Trask.
Of
who
the
is the main
entire
villain.
destruction of the mutant
And
race.
No, hold on. Yeah, you got 3 seconds left there, Nat. Sorry,
Sorry,
continue.
guys. Sorry.
Again,
Silence. Nat, 3 seconds from when you carry.
the highlight of that film is seeing Fassbender and McAvoy, whereas the highlight of Guardians is seeing the whole
Time.
cast together.
You got it.
I think on that last rebuttal, Nat brought more of what we needed.
She did.
Which is unfortunate, because I feel like Jack did clinch it for me with Days of Future Past. But yeah, I think if
How many
based
more
on that-
questions do we have?
Based on that, we got one more question after this.
Okay,
Too much of a lead.
it was a good argument, Jack, but you used exactly what I said pretty much in your report.
Yeah, you
By saying
quoted
marrying the
Alisdair
past
for
with the
it.
future.
Oh, this
so
is
that
this is
took
bad
up, like, a good
news.
2
I
seconds.
said rewind the tape. I said that in my original argument too.
That's true.
Did
This,
he?
this is bad. That's bad
Yeah.
news because the
You
thing
did-
is, I think his original argument did win, but on that last rebuttal, but that last rebuttal wasn't entirely fair. I just.
it all in context, like as a whole, not just on my last rebuttal.
Oh no, I am, and I just think that like it was only the
Hold
fact
on,
that in
half
your
the
first
point.
rebuttal, well, in your
Have
first
it.
and only
Are you
rebuttal,
passing me a point?
in your
Have
first
it.
rebuttal,
Pissy
is what I'm
point.
saying.
Really want to do
Sorry
this?
to drag this out for everyone listening, but in your first rebuttal, all I'm saying is that that like the same stuff was brought up and there weren't that many slights kicked upon him, except for the ones that failed. The idea that the ensemble was bad, and then he went with the Wolverine point there and took it down. I feel like he listened to the points you made and took them. So like I gotta say, I think we should give the point to Jack here, and then we can have the final question as a tiebreaker, see who wins the
'Kay.
final.
Hey,
So I mean,
Okay.
is that fair?
Hey,
I
Jack,
apologise to overrule. I know I'm the judge, but still, I do think that Jack's argument in the end was a bit stronger.
Did you actually say marrying past and future before I did?
Mary, yeah, I did.
Oh
Yeah,
fuck!
yeah,
I
he
feel
did.
like such an idiot now.
He did,
We
yeah,
edit
yeah.
that out. Hopefully.
We're not editing anything out.
If we can keep in the edit, my apology for being.
He will
absolute
see
arsehole
afterwards.
there.
But
Sorry,
yes,
no,
okay,
you're
so
fucking right. Go for it.
are we time? Are we time? Are we
We
ready
time,
for? Are we
bitch.
ready for the final question to decide who will win this week's Marvel vs. DC podcast?
We time.
The scores
We
are
time.
5-5 each, neck and neck. So
Jack, I'll let Jack win.
is it?
It's a fucking travesty.
He's tried many times. He deserves to get one eventually. Come on. Okay, so.
Tried.
Oh my god, was this rigged from the start?
No, of course not.
Oh
I'm
my
just
God,
saying,
so was.
like in Jack's favour,
I
I
bet
know
on someone
you've
else.
been wanting
to
to win
win.
for a while. I know how hungry Jack is for this. So
I'm not hungry.
Right.
yet.
Hungry young man.
let's go to our final question, which is this. Remember, shout out the answer you want as quick as you can.
Balls.
Okay, so
I stutter too much.
okay, so
I've got a speech impediment.
Spit it out, mister.
who this year was a worse villain? Apocalypse or Lex Luthor?
Apocalypse.
Okay, right. So, I think I heard.
Oh,
Jack's-
fuck. Why did I say apocalypse? I meant
Don't
doomsday.
say that.
I thought you meant doomsday. I haven't actually fucking seen it. Oh, dicks.
I mean, that's a
Double dicks.
I suppose
Dicks
like,
in the ass. Days. Dicks. Four fucking dicks.
Okay, hey, you know what? Since you haven't seen Apocalypse, like, would you be like in favor to giving him Doomsday? Is this, it's not that off the mark.
Which one was Doomsday again?
Doomsday in Batman v Superman.
Why would I offer to
Oh,
let
shit.
Jack
Well, just
win?
to give him a chance, like he hasn't seen
Nat
Apocalypse.
doesn't believe in fair combat. Nat's a stealth character.
I don't want to hear more about your sex life. I just want to know whether she's game for letting you have a little leeway here. Come on.
I'm a power player. She's more the limber type. Dragon Age reference there. Guys.
John Matrix Commando. I know how it
Fine.
works.
There was an
Whatever.
Alisdair
What do you
Have
know? Honestly,
Doomsday.
like, if you think it's unfair, then say so.
Fine.
Jacobeam. Jacobeam. Only on the basis that you haven't seen X-Men Apocalypse yet, which we will review next time.
Apocalypse.
We will
yeah.
give you Doomsday. You get Doomsday.
Apocalypse, yeah.
Which I think Doomsday is tougher actually. So okay,
Criminal
Nat,
Minds.
we heard you first. So 15 seconds from when you begin on Lex Luthor. Go.
Jesse Eisenberg just played Mark Zuckerberg, exactly same as he did in Social Network, and it was a total waste of a brilliant character that is Lex Luthor. It didn't highlight any of him actually being evil, it just showed him to be a campy, ridiculous child.
Okay, you finished pretty much on time there. Well done. Jack, 15 seconds
Right.
from when you begin.
Doomsday is a more symbolic of a greater crime committed to the DC universe, and that's the fact that we haven't learned Superman yet, and they've already introduced the Death of Superman storyline, which only packs a punch if it's went on for years, and it hasn't. This is
Time.
starting out.
Well done. Okay, Nat, 10-second rebuttal from when you begin.
I consider this incarnation of Lex Luthor to be more of a crime on the DC universe because Lex Luthor's meant to be this big, evil, powerful bastard, and he's just not. He's just not. And they swipe down a
Time.
brilliant character.
Okay, Jack, your final 10 seconds.
Right.
Remember, gang, this is for the game.
Doomsday did not need to be added in this whole thing. Completely pointless. They didn't need another big grunt and thug. And also, the symbolism of the fact that they've took away the Death of Superman, they've tried to cram that into the Dark Knight Returns
Time.
storyline, What the fuck?
Time.
What the fuck, DC?
Okay. Shit, this is a tough one.
Wow, may I start?
Of course, go for it. What do you think?
Jack,
even
your defense of that was phenomenal. I just love
He loves the word
Can we
phenomenal.
stop with the word
He
phenomenal?
loves the word phenomenal.
We need
It
to.
was
Can you get a phenomenal too?
It was
Yes, of
phenomenal.
course.
No, I really enjoyed hearing you argue that, to be honest. And I would expect that who was the worst bad guy? Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Yes, I agree with you completely that he was just playing fucking Mark Zuckerberg. And it wasn't a very nuanced
Haven't
assault
seen it.
performance.
You've seen the trailers. You can get
Yeah.
it.
But the whole point about just tagging on this extra bad guy into a film where it didn't need to be, and
an entire extra storyline.
I would say that doesn't actually come to any fruition. I haven't seen the film. I'm sorry, I'm such a fraud. But I would have to go with Jack. I'm afraid. I genuinely think that he had the more compelling argument. He won me over in points that I didn't even think of. Sorry.
Don't you?
Okay. Well,
Don't you forget about me.
I think like ultimately from the beginning, I think there were already some heavy hits that we knew Knack could throw out because Lex Luthor obviously was not very well received at all. And yeah, certainly good argument there, Nat. I think the Mark Zuckerberg point is well founded, and also the fact that when you brought up that point, you thought it was more of a crime to the DC universe. I felt your pain there. But I am with you, Alisdair, there that his rebuttal, Jack's rebuttal was fire.
Eloquent.
It was more fire than a Kendrick Lamar album on a Sunday afternoon with a fat joint in your mouth.
Pretty fucking fire.
That's pretty fucking fire.
The first
Not a
free
fire
balling
brigade,
winner of
that's
the
fine.
podcast.
So, and I did like some of the
amount of
points
notes you've done
he
as
made
well,
initially
baby doll.
because
The
I think
amount
it's
of-
the point he brought along that not only did Doomsday not even need to be in the movie, it was an extra tagline, but so worse than the Harvey Dent Dark Knight situation. But also that it was squeezing an extra storyline into a movie that didn't need it.
It was already bloated.
So
No.
I gotta say, I'm leaning
No.
with Alisdair here, and I have to say that I think Jack gets the point.
Oh!
Bring the ruckus! Bring
Jack
the
gets the
motherfucking
game.
ruckus! Bring
Jack
the
wins
motherfucking
6
ruckus!
points to 5 against
My
Nat.
notes were written on a toilet tube.
And he still won. He still won.
I fucking
Class
won.
has out,
She had
ladies and gentlemen.
pages
Class
of
has
neatly
out.
written
Well
notes
done,
with bullet
Jack.
points and margins.
Ladies and gentlemen, the interrupter extraordinaire has won
I am
again. Well
the
done,
one
sir.
and only.
Jack up
Morton
top, well done.
interrupters.
Nat,
Alright,
you,
nice
come
one,
on,
guys.
you brought
Thanks
it,
for that.
man. You know you brought
I'm
it. Give
sorry,
it to
Nat.
me.
Never
I know
touch
you're
me
upset.
again.
I
I'm
know
sorry,
you're
Nat. I
obsessed
was on your
about
side.
Jack.
I'm sorry.
All of you,
Come
Big
on,
good
man.
shit.
traitors,
You okay?
traitors, all of you.
She'll
This is
seek
good.
vengeance next week.
I will. The vengeance will be seeked.
Hey, Nat, you
I'm
should.
out of
Hey,
here.
Nat, should have given him Apocalypse there, shouldn't you, Nat?
Apocalypse yet though. The fucking sequel to Apocalypse
Oh,
now.
man.
I
Right,
think
should we
it's
wrap up the
something-
All right,
podcast,
yes,
guys?
we should wrap it up. Well, I mean,
We're all
hey,
friends while we
first
wrap
of all,
up, please.
Jack, congratulations. You won your first game. How do you
Oh,
feel?
Yeah, guys.
You feel good?
Yeah, man, I feel great.
Good
How are you
lads,
gonna celebrate
congrats.
tonight, Jack?
I'm probably gonna get beaten up in my sleep by my girlfriend.
Probably. Okay, but no, but everyone really fucking brought it this week, and we always like having new guys on the show. We're gonna stick about for a while. Alisdair, you fucking brought it. You obviously you got some knowledge, man. Like you thought you were gonna have trouble, and you had no trouble whatsoever.
If I might say, the one thing I was happy to bring to the table is that Solid
Class.
Snake wrote the fucking
Yes,
screenplay
David
to
Hayter.
X-Men
That
2
was
and
fucking
Watchmen.
awesome. Everybody out there, check out
Alistair,
David
you've been
Hayter.
a good
Badass.
combatants. I think you should be welcome into the pantheon.
I think I
Indeed.
need to be a
Of
sub
combatants.
in future. to be
Absolutely.
honest.
Hey,
I'd
man.
like to do that.
I'm gonna always help out. In fact, I mean,
Yeah,
when it
Nat,
comes to
you
when it
are
comes to the
Hades,
playoff
you're
games
right.
that you're not in,
She said that off mic,
definitely
so
you can be
repeat it.
here as a judge with me.
Very
So
happy to be here. Thank you very much,
sweet,
everybody.
no doubt. But thank you for being here, Alisdair Reid. Good to see you. How can people find you? What's your
You
Instagram?
can
or
follow me on the 86 bus home.
as always, though, Nat, pleasure to have you here. You brought the pain. Cheers. No. But you can't be solo. You're the raging Cajun, Natalia Round, and that's what we love about you. But thank you all for coming. I've been your host, Patrick Smith. We also now have our official Marvel vs. DC podcast Instagram page, which is at the Marvel DC podcast. At the Marvel vs. DC podcast. So follow us there, and we'll show you some cool shit. A lot of Mel Gibson insults. Fantastic. So
Great.
we will see you guys next time. But in the meantime, hope you had a good time. Let the good times
That's
roll.
like an Outcast song. Hooty hoo.
Caroline. Right.
Bye, guys.
Love you people. Love the Jews. Woo.
Bye.
Bye.
Juice.
Israel.
Fuck Rick Ross. Bye.
Alright, I get it now.